Oh, I think we're live now, sir. We shall
Mhm.
see. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Alright, we shall see. Oh my god, hold on. Alright. I mean, we are officially live. What up?
What up?
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh shit, here we go again. Oh man. So, maybe I can actually do the intro of the show without you interrupting me like you did the first time, because I had the perfect intro last time and you totally talked over it. But yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the 2REAL4FEELS podcast, where we don't give a fuck about your feelings. Okay, that was the intro. That's just what I wanted to get in. So
That's it.
yes, it is
Feel
important
better
to me,
now.
sir. Yes, I feel
What's up,
better.
skanks?
Oh my god,
What's up,
this is painful. This is already a painful start, but well, it's just the two of us today. Everyone else
Just
is
two of us.
Yes, everyone else is super busy apparently, since I can't fund this project on my own. I can't afford to pay people. They decided to fuck off, which I don't necessarily blame them. I probably would too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but this is the second episode, so I'm happy that it still exists. Yo, what up, Lemonade? Thank you for coming through, bro.
Let Lemonade on the stream. I'm doing it. I'm That's right.
I don't know how. I have to already keep you in check, bro. Breathe. I have to keep you in check. Imagine me having to keep him in check too, bro.
Let Lemonade on the stream.
Damn, future, what's good, bro? He said it's so lonely up in here. Look, Lemonade.
Let Lemonade on the stream.
Like, Lemonade's been dodging us for a minute now. Like, I haven't talked. I feel like I haven't talked to him in forever. Bro.
Whatever.
Lemonade, I hope you're doing good though, bro. Same thing with you, Future. Hope you're doing okay. But we are doing this one way or another. It's a guarantee.
I'm rooting for you, Lemonade. Next time, Lemonade, you're gonna be on here. I swear. We're debating it.
The guarantee of 2REAL4FEELS podcast is that it will be every other week. That is the guarantee.
That's
Look,
right.
I'm about to. You know what? Let me put up this banner. This is important. The 2REAL4FEELS podcast every other Thursday, 8 p.m. EST. Now, if there's a lot of news, there'll be more than one every other week. It'll be, say it's this Thursday. We're doing it this Thursday, right? And then next Thursday, there's a lot of shit going on. So we'll add in an extra one. But the guarantee is every other Thursday. And if there's more, that's even better. That is my guarantee here. But Lemonade, glad to see you doing all right, bro. I'm doing okay. So my panelist, Ozzknot, how you doing, bro?
I'm all right.
Yeah, same shit, different day.
Yep. Just do what this room needs. It needs a little lemonade. That's what it needs right now.
The Lemonade King. Not King, but King. Oh shit. Oh, here we go. No, Future said, please talk about. Well, he's Future 4K now. I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to give me time to get over that. I'm used to just saying no Future because we have no Future.
Now
he's saying, please talk about these sensitive PC nerds offended over Spider-Man. What are we offended about? I can't wait to eat y'all's game. That's the whole purpose. That's why I'm happy. PC dudes is gonna be eating y'all's games. I can't wait for Ghost of Tsushima. I can't. I'm super hyped for it.
Yep, God of War's gonna come right after.
Oz is waiting for PlayStation games to come over to Xbox. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, listen, I'm waiting for one thing and one thing only. Make a certain type of program, if you will, so I can play games on my Xbox. How you doing?
Oh shit! He want everything on the Xbox. I got you, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like I might say the wrong thing, so I don't want to be on stream. I mean, look, Lemonade, I feel you with that because you definitely say some crazy ass shit. Lemonade is.
No, I think you'd be a play.
Ah, no, bro. Lemonade is something else.
He's a gentleman. Lemonade is a gentleman.
He tries to be a gentleman. It doesn't end well every time. Yo, what's up, Paid Enthusiast? This is I've known this dude forever on Twitter, but I appreciate you for coming through, bro. And Dre Watson, yo, what up? It's good to see you, bro. I always appreciate you coming through, man. And wait, what bitch is talking about the cops? Ezra Miller,
Who?
yeah.
Who's talking about the popo?
Ezra Miller is just the gift that keeps on giving for people that need something to talk about, I guess. He's a piece of shit,
Pretty
though.
much. Yeah, he is.
But yeah, Oz, what you been playing lately?
Emulators. Go get some, everybody. They're fun.
So you basically figured out how
of course, you pay for them, of course.
I mean, look, if you're emulating games that you can't buy anymore, and especially if you own them in the past, it's completely legal. It's completely legal. It's not a big deal.
Sure, but, I've owned every game I ever got off of there. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, you owned every single game, and you can't purchase them anymore. That's why you decided to emulate them. Yeah, I totally get that, bro. But you did it. You're doing it through the Xbox, right? Yo, what's good, TW? TW emulates on his Xbox as well. He loves it. That's his thing. I need to get on that as well. I definitely wouldn't mind doing that. At least my Xbox would serve some form of purpose because
I was playing Marvel Capcom 2 last night.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
That's
hell yeah, those are nice. 60 frames on there too. It was nice.
They keep releasing arcade cabinets of these crossover games that I want. I just don't. I can't. Where am I gonna fucking put an arcade cabinet on the roof? Like, I already have one arcade cabinet for my game room, and it's like I can't really fit anymore in there because I have my TV, the couch. Like, it's too much.
We need our own shed so we can put these shits in.
We can be like the next Bithead 1000s.
Yeah. We hear our families after that. Well, we pretty much do now. So hey.
Damn. Wait, hold up. People were offended. This is like an old news thing. People are now re-offended by Spider-Man helping the cops, like all over again. We doing this shit again? This is what we're doing here? Yo, I'm sorry. People are so fucking stupid. And I'm not exactly a pro. I'm not a gut.
It's not a real person. People will relax.
Yeah.
God.
Look, I'm not exactly a pro-police person by any means, especially since I know that if suddenly gun rights go away, the first person that's gonna be at my door ain't gonna be a criminal. I'll treat them like a criminal, but hey.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So Official Lone Wolf, what's good, bro? It's good to see you. He said to please cancel the Flash movie. Yeah, I don't understand, yo. They're ride or dying with Ezra Miller, but we're gonna get into that. The first story, though. Oh wait, hold up. Emulate games, don't bother buying them. Yo, TW don't give a fuck. I respect it. I respect you, bro.
Right?
You do you. You do you. I unfortunately feel as though I need to buy the games. I literally am emulating games that I do already own. I won't say which system because let's just say Nintendo will come from my head, but oh shit, Ember Turd, yes, that old bitch, old news. But first topic of discussion, bros, is the next Tomb Raider leaked, the script leaked, and Colin Moriarty basically goofily read it on his podcast, and it's called Project Jawbreaker. And it establishes that Lara Croft is 3 L's. Lonely, lesbian, and a loser. That is disappointing. That's literally the basic description of this situation. And I'm disappointed. I want to give a shout out to this YouTuber. She's really small, but she's growing a following. She's awesome. Her name is Writer and Raider. She's keeping up with all this stuff, and I like watching her videos, so shout out to her. Yo, what's good, Hustle? How you doing, bro? I hope all is well. But yeah, I'm just looking at the details of this next Tomb Raider, And it fucking sucks. I'm sorry to say, it sadly sucks, man. It's the new Tomb Raider game leak hints at multiplayer and female love interest for Lara Croft. And they said recent news that the rights to make Tomb Raider films are up for grabs. Basically, they dumped. There was supposed to be a sequel to that last Tomb Raider movie, and they dropped that.
Mm-hmm.
So some people, I personally didn't care because I didn't like that first movie. I think Alicia Vikander wasn't a bad Lara Croft. It's just the script was dog shit, and the CGI was.
On camera.
Yeah, she looked like a good Lara Croft. You know, she was definitely small, but in terms of being able to jump around and do shit, it's pretty believable overall for the most part. It's just the CGI was god fucking awful in that movie. So bad. It really was. And they were supposed to be a sequel, but it never happened. They said let me see. Let me just get into the details. Whether or not wait, hold on. There's certainly no clue as to when it's out, except that it's not soon, and the only real hint is that it will unify the timelines of the classic and the reboot games. If that's the case, oh my god. Please no. Please God no.
No.
I love the previous Tomb Raider trilogy. I love it for the gameplay. For Lara Croft to get everything wrong. They just fuck up her character in every way, shape, or form. It is so depressing. It's like I love that Tomb Raider reboot. It's one of my all-time favorite games. I played it through like 5 or 6 times. So good.
It's awesome.
And it's like if that's Laura's origin, and then she uses that situation to become like the real Lara Croft, then it would have been cool. But they never went down that path. Played 2 games.
Yeah, that was my first Tomb Raider.
Really?
Yeah.
So you never played the older ones?
Nope.
I didn't. So I played a little bit of the original. I don't remember where. I think maybe I was playing on Vita a few years back. But I did play, I think it was 3. I can't remember. It's been so fucking long. And I don't have those games anymore. But I definitely played a little bit of the older games. I played a little bit of the 360 games. The Tomb Raider Anniversary was really fun. It is a remake of the original, essentially. Runs amazing on PC too. I was playing that like about a couple of weeks ago. It was cool. But let's just continue with this story. So it's never really been clear what this means, given Tomb Raider lore has never been very dense. But the alleged leak test script for the game suggests that it will feature Lara at the height of her powers. What the fuck does that even mean? And leading a whole team of Tomb Raiders. So, like, okay, so Lara's going to be at her peak. That's what they're essentially saying. That's good. But I don't want her leading a whole team of Tomb Raiders. Like, we're in a situation where Crystal Dynamics doesn't understand the character. I want them to...
I would be surprised if you're going to see 4-player multiplayer.
Yeah, so they're teasing that there could possibly be multiplayer involved. They're also saying whether or not this means the game has multiplayer elements is unclear, since the description is more concerned with the story than the gameplay, but it's difficult to read the details and not imagine it as a co-op game. Yeah, not cool. I don't need this. Like, they tried Tomb Raider multiplayer with Tomb Raider reboot. It was bad. It was just doo-doo.
They're gonna turn Lara Croft into Outriders. I'm done.
Oh no!
I'm done.
Please don't. Please don't do this to me.
4-player multiplayer. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man. I'm gonna throw up now. I can see
Apart
them doing
from
that.
A couple of isometric spin-offs, blah blah blah. Tomb Raider has always been in a resolute single-player affair, but the leak implies that's changing. Okay, so they definitely didn't play the Tomb Raider reboot, so because that had a multiplayer. I think the multiplayer is still like supported. Like, it has,
but
the servers are still going.
Multiplayer. It'll be like a co-op multiplayer game.
Yeah.
Instead of like a bang bang shooting type game. Yeah.
Yeah. So the leak document So the leaked document obtained by Secret Symbols, which is Colin Moriarty's podcast, is supposedly being used to cast voice actors and is a simple 2-scene script, not the plot of the entire thing. It describes the game's codename Project Jawbreaker as an action-adventure game set in a modern-day world rocked by a mysterious cataclysm. The tone is described as grounded, but fantastical elements, which could also easily be used to describe recent Tomb Raider recent reboot trilogy. Yeah, so I don't know, maybe this will be the same Lara Croft, but like just a lot older, like maybe in her 30s instead of her 20s, which is what we assumed she was in the trilogy. The script is being used to cast the new Lara Croft, who is expected to be a woman in her mid 30s, okay, who is white, 5'6", 6'6", Jesus, 5'6",
big bitch.
Implying they'll do the motion capture as well, athletic, and in the prototype of Emily Blunt or Rosamund Pike, who also have to be authentically British, which hopefully means no Americans doing an accent. So I guess they're gonna recast the voice actress. So I don't know. What's her name? I really liked her as Lara Croft. I think she did a really good job voice acting. You could tell though that her heart wasn't in it with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. You could tell because I mean,
I liked the third one. That was pretty decent.
I think, like, here's the thing: Shadow of the Tomb Raider has amazing gameplay. The gameplay is awesome. It's just that the game makes Lara out to be bad. It's so like it makes her look like a piece of shit. Especially like after it's like, how do you make your heroine look like shit? That's why you could tell Camilla Luddington, like, just her heart wasn't in it that game. Even though she still did a decent job, she's better than most voice actresses given. And she's not really, I think that's one of her first voice acting roles. She's mostly just a regular actor that does like TV related shit. Damn. Nuke Dukem says, I think Tomb Raider is going to be a dead franchise like GTA. I mean, I don't think GTA is dead, even if
GTA is never going to die. There's too much money. Sorry.
Yeah, it's too well known. Like, if it goes woke, given people will be like, man, this fucking sucks, but people will still go out of their way to get it. So that's just, it is what it is. TW said, Tomb Raider was not my cup of tea. I prefer the OG version. I don't blame you, dude. Tomb Raider Anniversary is so much fun. Like, it's such a good game. It doesn't have that clunkiness of the older games. It looks really good still. You can play it on PC. It runs really well. And the game was really fun. So, I don't blame you. Don't tell me Tomb Raider's going to be woke. I mean, who knows, dude? It's
going to be woke Raider. Tomb Raider's woke Raider.
Oh no. Well, I'm not jumping to conclusions. I just think right now, as it stands for what we know, I think it's just going to be shit. Whether it's completely influenced by social political ideology, I can't really say. But Lara Croft is now at the top of her game, reads the character description. Gone are all the days of the young, inexperienced woman dealing with matters of legacy and familial reckoning. Lara has let go of her childhood and fully embraced the life of an adventurer on purpose. In other words, the game will move past the Tomb Raider begin shtick of reboot trilogy. Lara will no longer have daddy issues. Okay, so it seems like they're trying to go a little bit towards old school Lara. But the script then goes on to describe a challenge Lara can only overcome with a team at her side. This is not Lara Croft. Make me believe Lara Croft is the bad bitch that she was, because they have not been
Murder She Wrote now. It's great.
Like, make me believe that Lara is still a thing. Like, she doesn't need a team. Like, we don't need a Lara Croft that's vulnerable right now. We don't. We've had that for years. Give me a Lara Croft that is just the fucking baddest bitch on planet Earth. Like, unapologetically. That's what we need right now, because Crystal Dynamics has not made Lara Croft games in like years. Okay? To me, this is just, I don't want other Raiders with her. No, collaboration is foreign. Collaboration is foreign to her. She's always succeeded alone. That's the lore I want to play as. So in this situation, she's a fish out of water, bro. The game that we want, they're passing by it.
Yeah. They don't care.
That's literally what's going on, bro.
They don't care. At the end of the day, they're just thinking what they want. That's pretty much it.
Gosh.
Yeah.
In this timeline, Laura exploits are well known as the general public to the general public, and this has apparently helped to recruit some of her teammates. Oh my god, yeah. Then the two most prominent characters in the script that aren't Laura are characters named Devendra and Tanvi. Oh my god, I'm so bad with names. Both of which are traditional Indian names, which could imply something about the setting of the game. The script also describes Laura as having a romantic scene with another female character, which is the first for the series, despite having been around as a character for so long. Laura's love life has never been explored in any detail, so it'll be interesting.
Because you know why? Why? Because nobody gave a shit. Nobody fucking cared. Nobody cared.
Yo, like, I'm depressed. As like,
I don't give a shit if my favorite characters have sex. I never give two fucks. I never cared.
Like, for Lara Croft, it's never mattered. It's just like Lara Croft is just a whole mood. Like, she's just the chick that she's unapologetically badass, sexy. She has her look. Like, I'm still waiting for little circular sunglasses Lara Croft, like with the braid, with the short shorts, with the double pistols. Like, this is like, she's just iconic for these things, and it completely ignore the iconic. Yes, of course. But like, that goes into the whole sexy shtick. But I don't think Crystal Dynamics understands who Lara Croft is anymore. And they actually recently posted a tweet on the Tomb Raider page, and they asked the Twitter community, "Oh, who is Lara Croft to you?" And they said, most importantly, all responses count. And I'm just like, I literally responded to them. I said, if you allow Twitter, of all places, to dictate who Lara Croft is, this franchise is fucking doomed. I don't know if you're on Twitter all that much, but Twitter is full of brainlet fucking retards.
Yes, like, a cesspool of morons.
Yeah, they don't know anything. They just want to corrupt everything. So I just think that they're fucking doomed. If they actually listen to people on Twitter, and of course you're going to have the people that actually understand Lara Croft, but then you have a bunch of brainlets that literally have their pronouns in the bio and all this shit that are going to say, oh, she's a lesbian, she's a lesbian, she's a lesbian. Like, those are also a thing too. So are you going to justify making this character a lesbian just because weirdos on Twitter that aren't even fans of the franchise say that she is? I don't like this. It's not going to be like
her. The primary of her is not going to be a badass anymore. It's just going to be like her being a lesbian. That's it. That's it. Her main attribute now is going to be a lesbian. I mean, a lot of guys will be going, "Oh, she's a lesbian. I'm going to buy it just to see that just because of fucking perverts." But just like that doesn't make up a person.
Yeah,
the character what makes up the person, not because they got what between the fucking legs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've heard anybody like that's actually a fan of the franchise saying, "Oh, I want to see Lara Croft kissing another girl." It's like, no, we want to see Lara Croft with the big boobs, with the short shorts, with the dual pistols, with the braid, being a badass. Like, that's what we fans have wanted for so long. That's what I was waiting for,
like,
for the entire trilogy.
If she made little jokes, little fourth wall jokes, making like winking at a girl or some shit, like doing some cocky shit, but not actually full on, to another fucking girl. Nah, nobody wants to see that shit. No one wants to see that shit, bro. Do quirky jokes, say funny shit, make it obvious, but you don't gotta be like force it down your fucking throat.
Yeah, like not even that. Like, honestly, there's nothing to make me believe that Lara Croft is gay. It's like, just because she's a strong woman, that means she's automatically gay? That's not how that shit works in the real world.
No,
Like,
no, it doesn't.
let's be real. A lot of us have mothers who are some strong ass willed people. The fact that they're mothers proves that they ain't gay.
It's like,
All right.
hello, there are Marines that are mothers and women.
Yeah, and
It's,
just because
it's
Lara
true.
Croft exudes this presence about her that is strong-willed, she's very if anything, it's probably like less part of the LGBT. Like people in the LGBT don't seem to be like they need a pride month to feel prideful of who they are. Like that's the kind of thing that kind of makes me feel some type of way about it. Like Lara Croft's always been proud to
Uh,
be who she is, you know?
it's all
Like
about the
no matter
it's all
what,
about the
she didn't
rainbow fucking
need
Oreos. That's
well,
what it is.
like what I'm saying is Lara
Selling on
Croft didn't
anything.
need a group of people to tell her to be proud of herself, of who she is.
Right.
She's just
Right.
been that on her own through sheer willpower. That's what
Right.
what people like me or anybody can look up to as a person. That's
Right.
the fact that she's capable of being proud of who she is.
She's a confident woman.
Despite
I
everything.
think so.
Yeah, exactly. Like women aspire to be that. A lot of women aren't very confident. A lot of them have like, you know, self-doubt. And to be able to look up to a female character that is very proud of who she is, that's why I love Bayonetta so much. Bayonetta is an amazing character. And I think she actually might be gay because, and to be honest with you, if Jean and Bayonetta actually like are officially an item, I wouldn't mind it because they've always been there for each other. It's been a thing since the original game that they became like they understood that they're childhood friends. When Bayonetta actually recovers her memories, and Jean has always been there. So if they get together, it's like, oh, that's kind of cute, sort of deal. Whereas with Lara, it's like, oh, if they just throw it together with some random other chick, it's like it's meaningless. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things. It's trash. No one's here for Lara Croft to be lonely or her relationship status. No, we're here to see Lara Croft fight fucking asshole people and animals and overcome all this shit and raid tombs and be a bad bitch that she is. That's what we're here for.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I do hope we do get the dual pistols. That would be awesome. Hustle said GTA 6 is a day one cop for him. I don't blame you. I mean, like the franchise is the franchise. You know, I'm not gonna get it day one. I'm hearing that the game itself is gonna be released unfinished, so maybe I'll wait for the first expansion and then pick it up. That's if I do still want it. I do find myself more and more as time goes on. If I just get over that FOMO, I realize I didn't want these games to begin with, like Returnal.
The only reason I'll get GTA is just for the multiplayer. I ain't playing the single players. I don't give a shit no more.
Yeah, like for me, it's like I realize as time and time goes on, like Returnal, for example. I thought I really did want Returnal, but I wasn't paying $70 for that type of game.
No.
I mean, to me, most of those not Metroid, what do they call it? Like those roguelike games, most of them go for like $20. Now, if this one was 40, it's like the gameplay is one thing, and then the actual voice acting and all that, cutscenes, whatever. I see it $40-$50. I would have bought it, but at 70, no. And now I realize I didn't even want it because the game's been like $30, and I'm like, I don't really need it. But that's just me.
Yep.
But let's see. Funny enough, I never. Future, I don't know what you're referring to. My bad, bro. Tomb Raider is going to go down in flames just like the Hitman series until the game gets a top-notch developer who actually gives a damn about the franchise. Yeah, I mean, it seems as though Crystal Dynamics is looking at this like it's not what we can do for Tomb Raider, but what Lara Croft can do for us, sort of deal. Like,
yeah,
I think that they're going to go. Look, given with how times are, I wouldn't be surprised if they just are using Lara Croft to virtue signal to getting the good graces of the Alphabet Gang.
Oh yeah,
the Alphabet Mafia. That's typically how it always is. People want to be in the good graces of the Alphabet Mafia, and it's like, bro, I'm used to being an outsider. Like that's my thing. Like I've always been an outsider sort of person. I don't like to be involved in groups and shit. Like that's never interested me. So
I like to be myself.
Hey, Yeah, exactly. Like, I'd rather be myself and alone. I don't feel lonely
Right.
when I'm around. I don't feel lonely if I'm by myself doing my own thing, and people, despite people not being into that shit. I'm lonely when I'm around a bunch of fake ass people. That's when I feel lonely.
See, when I feel lonely, I go into Twitter and realize how bitter my life is. All right.
Hey, I don't blame you. Sometimes it is a good example of how fucked up people are and how you think that you're fucked up. Then you go on there and see how other people are. And you're like, damn, my shit ain't so bad no
Jeez,
more. Oh my
damn,
god.
it's sad.
Yep. So queer
Sad but
to
true.
strong woman equals lesbian. Yeah, tell that to all the mothers across the entire world. Okay, it's never easy to be a mother or a father even.
I don't know.
It would be if there was a live action band in a movie in the works. What that Jean and Bayo would be a thing. I actually
Yeah,
support that because it makes sense. Lara Croft
coming to
being a
Pornhub.
lesbian makes no sense.
It'd be a straight to Pornhub
Oh, he's
movie.
saying it would be awesome if there was a live action band in a movie in the work. I'd be scared. It would
Dude, that'd
have
be straight to Pornhub. Straight to Pornhub, bro. That's where it would go. Come on, oh. Come on. You
shut
know,
the fuck
Beta,
up.
how she gets naked every 2 seconds with her skin outfit. That's just going straight to the hub, bro. Straight
It
to the
has to
hub. You
be
can do
it
not.
has to be made in Japan. It cannot be done by Westerners. Westerners have no fucking balls at all to do anything even remotely close to an accurate representation of Bayonetta. Let's be real
A big bunch of freaks. What needs to be done by.
now. Oh my gosh. The writers straight out of uni are already corrupted by to be SJWs and promote woke agenda. Yeah, unfortunately, look,
Damn.
I did 2 years of college. I got my 2 year and I ran. I couldn't do more than 2 years, dude. Like it was just the worst thing ever. Every fucking day, it was like someone trying to put some dumb fuck idea into my brain. And it's like I'm smart enough to not be like I'm smart enough to just take them at face value and not take the weird shit that they're saying seriously. But a lot of those other people in there are easily influenced. They're very weak-minded and they you can get a lot of bullshit across with some of these people, unfortunately. So that's just sad state of our generation. A lot of weak-minded, weak-willed individuals. But yeah, I don't know. What do you, any last thoughts on this whole Tomb Raider situation before we move on?
Nah.
You just you don't
No.
think it's gonna
The next is gonna be Samus. She's really a fucking a thing
Nintendo,
about bother.
they don't cave to woke agenda. That's the one thing I can respect about them. When here's the thing, this could be a good or a bad thing with Nintendo. Nintendo, when they make decisions, they stick to their guns wholeheartedly. Now that's really
Yeah,
bad in situations like the Nintendo Online and like the premium Nintendo Online. Like that's bad. But when it comes to
it's real
like
bad.
virtue signaling and they've always said we keep politics out of our games, and they've always stuck by that. They don't care how many times people like the woke Twitter LGBT mafia goes after them. They don't give a fuck about that shit. They stick to their guns by saying we don't want political ideology in our games, and I do appreciate Nintendo for that. That's a big reason why I do still support them. I think if they did start virtue signaling in their games, I would drop their shit like a bad habit. Like, but yeah, I'm kind of concerned with this next Tomb Raider game. I'm hoping
Fingers
for the
crossed,
best, but
everybody.
I'm preparing for the worst. Worst case scenario, we can still play Tomb Raider Anniversary and the Tomb Raider reboot game. So yeah.
Word.
Next up is AEW the Fight Forever game. Now I know that you're looking forward to this. I'm kind of looking forward to it.
There's things that I see that I don't like that looks really stupid. Looks goofy. But then again,
Yeah, but
as you know, let me rephrase this because I mean I come from I played Fire Pro Wrestling, and they're like 8-bit graphics, so I don't give a shit about graphics
the visuals,
at all.
yeah.
And Fire Pro is the almighty holy Bible of fucking wrestling games. It has everything you ever wanted,
Yeah.
pretty much. So if the gameplay is there, and it's fun, then I'm in. I'll try
I
it.
got you. And you're willing to pay 60 for this game?
No,
Yeah, but that
40.
seems to be the price tag for it. Let's get into this. So AEW Fight Forever gets box art. What you think of the box art overall? I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
The green I think is kind of weird, but the stars under makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad they got Jericho on there. I like Jade Cargill. She's pretty cool. I like her outfit. She has the Mortal Kombat Jade outfit. So I'm glad that they put
That's cool.
her on the cover with that outfit. Kenny Omega, obviously he's the main dude behind this game, and I don't know. I like the cover. It's all right for what it is. CM Punk, I'm not really big on CM Punk. I think he had his little moment early on, and since then he's lost steam. I don't really think he's like a star.
No,
he's not.
No.
He's not. I mean, he's just the guy that you like him because he rips on WWE. He's always throwing shade, but then that's what his character overall becomes, and it's like, okay, whatever.
Daniel Bryan's more of a star than he is. I mean, Bryan Danielson. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's an argument to definitely be had. AEW Fight Forever gets box art, new gameplay details, and screenshots. So this game I know is based off of the it's inspired by the N64.
No Mercy, yes.
No Mercy.
No Mercy.
I didn't get to play that game. I did have an N64, and the only wrestling game I did have on the N64 was the ECW game,
which is good. No Mercy back in that time, back in that era, it's probably still today because people like to modify the crap out of the game, and there's some amazing mods out there if you were to look. But it's one of the best wrestling games ever.
Yeah, a lot of people do say that. I think that's what people are most excited for when it comes to this AEW game, is that it is inspired by that particular game, and the dude that I guess he was the director behind that game. He's also involved in this project.
Yeah, yeah. They make a lot of Japanese wrestling games too. At that.
Okay. So Spider-Man game of the year.
Yeah, pretty much. My only concern is Kenny Omega. I think he put a little too much on his plate.
Yeah.
Because I've been keeping my eye on this story, because I've been hearing a lot of people leaving, a lot of developers leaving, actually going back to 2K because
Ukes is behind this project, and they used to do the old WWE games.
Yes, No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000. Yeah, they've done them. Yeah. They did fight. They did a one rap wrestling game too. That was called Def Jam. They did Def Jam too.
Oh yeah, they did do Def Jam. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But
they should before they did wrestling, they did a Mr. Muscle, the dude that's all like pink. That was a wrestling game too. But I think, I don't know. I hope Kenny Omega doesn't mess this up.
Yeah,
I have some faith in him.
The thing is, so I'm hearing that initially the price tag to make this game, they wanted to be at $30 million. Then I heard that that price tag ended up tripling for this game. So it cost them almost $100 million to make this game. And I don't know, I don't know if this game looks like a $90 million game by any means. It looks like a AA game, so that's concerning. I mean, I hope that the game is good, but
2K22 was really. I gotta give it to 2K. Where they put in some work, because 22 was actually a very good game. It was a step into the right direction.
Yeah, I think that
it's
a good
the
foundation.
best Creator Warrior Plus ever. I think it's one of the best ones they've ever made ever.
Yeah,
because you can literally make everybody to face. Yes, it's scary.
It's insane.
It's scary.
the amount of realistic like characters I've seen on there, and I've had to cop so many. I'm like, I have to get this version of this person because of how like identical they look to the real life. It's crazy.
They look like
they made
DLC.
a good.
That's
It
what
made a good foundation with 2K22 for sure. I think that they definitely need to expand on it with more game modes and stuff like that.
Yes, if they improve on what they did this year's, and just AEW shouldn't be a talking point because it's probably going to. Because even Kenny Omega stated that, we're not 2K. We're not going to. We're not going to be that same quality of game with graphics. We're just not going to be there with that. We don't got the budget, which is like, but Tony Khan is a billionaire. Why is that a problem?
Well,
like you should have the resources to do this.
Struggling. AEW is struggling.
They are.
Do you know that they bought Ring of Honor, but they don't even have the TV rights to Ring of Honor. So they just essentially bought the name and the basic use of Ring of Honor, but they can't. I don't think they can broadcast a Ring of Honor's classics. They can't do any of that shit. And I heard that.
You know why? Because WWE actually, Vince, a long time ago, actually funded them for a while. That's how he got all the wrestlers to come over. That's how he got Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, like Batista and all them. They were on our ROH. Randy Orton's over there too. So that's why he still has his nails in that company.
I think that it's another company though that has the TV rights from a while back. Yeah. It's a whole messed up situation. Tony Khan threw a bunch of fucking money at Ring of Honor, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna pay off because his goal is to get a AEW network going, like how WWE Network was back in the day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem like it's going right. Nothing AEW is going right. A lot of people like to think, oh, AEW is doing great, but they're not. They're struggling.
No,
they can't hit a million viewers. Yeah, they cannot hit a million viewers for nothing. It doesn't matter who they sign. It doesn't matter any of that shit. And they have a second show, and it's like it keeps losing viewers constantly. So they're hemorrhaging.
The only way to get viewers now is by letting Darby Allin doing something crazy or John Moxley doing something absurd. It's just like they don't have 5-star matches anymore. It doesn't anymore because the shock value is over.
Yeah,
the honeymoon phase is over.
Yep, exactly. The honeymoon phase is over, and they're having a hard time being able to stay relevant. And I've lost interest, and the main reason I lost interest is because the main reason I supported AEW is because they were supposed to be an anarchy company, and that was not the case when push came to shove. I wanted to support them to be a direct competitor and to be an unorthodox wrestling company. And they aren't that. If anything, they want to be WWE. That's what their goal is, to be WWE. Yes. And I don't.
It shows you how where it shows you how foolish they've become is when Cody Rhodes left. Remember, he broke Triple H's throne with the hammer and all the whole first show ever. It was all stupid shit. But like a couple of years later, not even 2-3 years later, he's back with them and kissing their ass.
So but I heard with apparently they weren't listening to what's his face at all, Cody Rhodes. He didn't want to do any of the matches that he had to do besides the one with his brother. That's the only one apparently that he wanted to do, and they wouldn't listen to him backstage. So he said, "Well, fuck this. I'm going over to WWE because they aren't listening to me anyway." I think he even realized, this isn't what they set out to be.
He, in his thought process, but what he signed up to, what he wanted to do, he wanted to be a creative person. He wanted to bring in creative talent. He never wanted to wrestle. He was probably maybe 1 or 2 matches, one with his brother, one with somebody else, but just to bring people up. But like after a while, I do believe that he just wanted to retire, just be an executive producer backstage. That's it. That's all he wanted to do. But
I think he wanted to secure the integrity of the show. because
Oh
he
yeah,
was
his
the
family's
vice.
name too.
He was the no, but I'm saying he was the vice president. So the vice president getting these
Yeah,
title runs and shit, it don't look good for the company. Even
weird.
though, I mean, at the
It's
end
like
of the
Vince
day,
getting a belt.
wrestling is scripted. Yeah, exactly. Wrestling
Right.
is scripted, so it's like it doesn't personally bother me, but it definitely puts into question the integrity of the company to a lot of people. So I think that that's a big issue with that. But yeah, he said fuck this and he left because they didn't listen to a goddamn thing he said apparently.
No.
And H2R1 said, is the AAA game industry setting the price too high? A lot of the industry now seems built on pre-orders or on incomplete products that never really get finished. It's true. It's sad to say. And
I'm sorry, this won't be a finished product.
it has
It
to
won't
be,
be.
especially with how much money they dumped into this game. Dukem says 2K22 is the best one, so he agrees with you for sure. Fight
Yeah.
Forever reminds me of Def Jam wrestling games, over the top arcadey wrestling games that have always grabbed more of my interest than wrestling simulators. Yeah, I think what the good thing
Yeah.
about this AEW game is that they are clearly stating we're not going to be WWE. It's going to be different. It's going to be its own
Yeah.
thing. Tune in for a different gaming experience than WWE 2K, which is good, you know, because fighting for the same audience isn't the smartest idea. Fight for
But
those
at the
people
same
that want a
time,
fun arcade wrestling game.
but at the same time, this generation of wrestling fan coming up is going to look at that and like, what the hell is this? Why is this so downgraded? And they're going to like, wow, I'm going to go at this because this actually looks real. I can do whatever I want in this. I can
Yeah.
create all this stuff already. You know, like
Yeah, this is
like
why it's not
there's
smart.
there's some amazing mods on 22 where people are literally creating AEW games. They're literally doing it already.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
it's not smart to make a triple A budget out of this clearly double A looking game. That's not. They definitely fucked up on that front. I don't think this game is going to make money. Hopefully, it expands AEW's audience
I hope
old
it
school,
does.
to gamers that used to be into wrestling but don't really hear about wrestling anymore. Maybe it will bring a bigger audience to the scene.
They had a video teaser with Tony Schiavone and Britt Baker, and like Tony Schiavone goes over to like a hotel, and Britt Baker's like in this like hotel room, and she's like playing a game, and they're playing the game, and it just looks ridiculously stupid. Like it just, I
Yeah.
feel insulted by it because they're like, oh, mini games, like it's like what the fuck? I mean, yeah, I get it. You want people to come back for for value. You want people to come back to keep playing this to do other things, but
Yeah.
I don't want to play fucking mini games in a wrestling game. I want to play a wrestling game because it's a fucking wrestling game.
Yeah. I mean,
If I want to play
let's just
Mario
get
Party, I'll
into
play
these.
Mario Party.
Let's get into these details with this article. They say AEW Fight Forever is being developed by Ukes and has been billed as an homage to classic arcade-style wrestling games such as WWF No Mercy, including input from director Hideyuki Iwashita. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I always butcher names.
Ushida. Yeah.
Iwashita. In addition to capturing the old school feel, the game hopes to emulate AEW's in-ring style with the newly revealed addition of elaborate tandem offense moves for tag team bouts. If you're appealing to tag team wrestling, that's kind of scary because I think the most disliked thing about wrestling is tag team wrestling. It's very unpopular in comparison to other.
You know what? That's WWE's fault.
I believe you. It's not really a go-to thing anymore. And it's sad to say because tag team wrestling is interesting in its own right. But they're trying to get that whole tag team women's wrestling off the ground, WWE, and it just isn't working no matter what they do because people don't really care about tag team wrestling to begin with, let alone women's tag team wrestling.
No, AEW, in my opinion, has the best tag team roster in wrestling, period.
Okay, so I guess that what you're saying is they're playing to their strengths, so that's a good thing.
Oh yeah,
in that
I
sense.
mean, Bucks, fucking the Bucks. You got Sting and Darby. You got fucking oh shit, so many. I can't think the fucking
There's
guys that got fuck the Revival.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of decent tag teams in AEW from what I do remember, but
Yeah.
it also says THQ plans to share more gameplay details during the THQ Nordic Showcase tomorrow. So we're definitely going to have more details tomorrow, which is good.
Yes.
Until then, a press release lays out game modes, which may be final unless the showcase reveals anything new. So the career mode, players create their own AEW star who competes in matches and stories over an event schedule. You earn points by winning matches and completing objectives. These points enhance your character stats. So basic story mode.
Okay.
I could dig it. I mean, it is what
I
it
know
is.
where she was. Yeah.
Online multiplayer includes online co-op and leaderboards. Okay, that'll also be interesting. I wonder how the leaderboards are going to get fudged. But
there's something very interesting I was reading about this game. Somebody found it on PlayStation, on the PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store, that is going to support 30-player online.
Damn, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that would be very interesting if that's true. If they actually pull that off, do a 30-man online battle royal, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, I feel like that is a mess. And the game is coming to the Switch, too. It's fucking over. On the Switch, do not buy this game on the Switch. If you value your money and your life, do not buy it on the Switch. I'm sorry. All right, so now online multiplayer, it's going to have the co-op and the leaderboards. Let's go down to match types. So you have singles, tag team, 3-ways, 4-ways, ladder matches, casino battle royale. That's cool. Falls count anywhere and sanctioned lights out matches and exploding barbed wire death match. So they're giving me my old school AEW game mode where I would throw people, like the ring would be barbed wire ring ropes, and I used to be obsessed with just throwing people. I would just on the ECW game, I would just be Tajiri and I would throw everyone into the barbed wires.
It's not going to be like that. If it's anything of the joke that they actually did this, and it was a joke. I forget who it was, but it was Dean Ambrose and somebody else.
John Moxley.
One of the wrestlers, poor Eddie Kingston, comes down, runs to the ring, puts his arm, he puts his arms around John Moxley. I think it's something crazy was going to happen.
No, it was supposed to be a massive explosion. It was supposed to be a massive explosion, and it was like it was just a little bit of smoke, and that was it.
The shit was hilarious. These little poof, and there's Eddie Kingston and John Moxley just looking at each other like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, what the?
Yeah, they couldn't even salvage it. They just made a joke out of it because of how they botched that whole situation. I remember that. I was watching that live. It was bad.
It was horrible. Forget who he was fighting. I think it might have been Omega.
Sailor Mercury says, I haven't watched wrestling in years, so don't know much about AEW, but I did like the classic wrestling games like No Mercy and SmackDown vs. Raw series. Hey, Sailor Mercury might be down to get this game. The only thing is, to me, it's like I don't see it at a $60 price tag. It just doesn't.
40.
Yeah, 40, I would be 30. Down for 40.
Right.
SmackDown vs. Raw is the god of WWE games. I used to be obsessed with SmackDown vs. Raw.
Oh, Here Comes the Pain. It's the best SmackDown game.
Yeah, I actually didn't play that game. I want to get it though.
Oh man,
I'm looking for
modes were ridiculous.
Yeah. What's hilarious is it's like when you go back and look at the SmackDown vs. Raw games, you could have super hardcore matches, or you could have bra and panty matches. Like it had every fucking thing.
You could create your own damn storylines. There was a storyline creator. Some of them were amazing.
Yep. It was those were really cool fucking games that allowed you to do anything and everything. That was what was dope about them. Sailor Mercury says CM Punk, Chris Jericho, and Dean Ambrose, half of the people on the cover are washed up WWE wrestlers. Why not show wrestlers exclusive to that AEW promotion? So they do have Britt Baker and Jade Cargill. So I mean, they are, but they definitely are pushing the bigger names that are in the company, and it can't be ignored that the AEW has.
That's why.
It's true. But AEW is essentially the WWE graveyard. That's literally what it's become.
It's their retirement centers, and just like how WCW was, just like it.
Yep, and Lone Wolf brings up a good point. WB Discovery is planning to do budget cuts, so AEW is in trouble. And we all know this. Like, they are in a lot of trouble. They cannot. I heard that that what's it called? Their second show is going to get cut by the end of the year if they can't hit
Yeah,
what is it,
Rampage is not doing good at all.
Yeah, Rampage is getting cut. They ain't even getting close to the amount of viewers that they're supposed to be getting to justify its own existence. So expect that to, in the very least, to be gone. This honestly, this is probably going to be the only AEW game that exists. I'm going to say that right now. It'll probably be the only one, which is sad to say. I would like to see a competitor to WWE, but they just they aren't really appealing to anyone. They don't appeal to me as someone that
No.
I support the anarchy. Like, they don't really, they aren't about that. That's just kayfabe.
Yeah.
So let's see. I wanted to like AEW. I just don't. That's what Future said. Exactly. I wanted to. I have fucking figures back here of AEW wrestlers, like Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin. I love AEW. Like the dudes. Some of the dudes that are there. Some of them are a bunch of bitches. And
I graduated. I think it's personal because I graduated with Orange Cassidy. Like he's in my yearbook.
You can't help it. But to be a fan.
Nah, that's my home fan. Yeah,
I love Orange.
He grew up. I went to school with the bastard.
Yeah. Future says, "I wish Here Comes the Pain was remade. I'll never stop playing." Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people
want that so bad. The game was a badass.
This Dre says, "Yeah, this I have to see in action because this is gonna be one of those TNA Impact Wrestling games."
But you know what, though, man? I'm the guy. People are gonna hate me for this. I actually kind of like that a little bit. I liked it a little bit because it was different. But it was trash.
Sometimes it's like it's like you could see the potential, but the game is just not good.
Yeah,
like a game that I constantly say had so much potential, but at the time Atari was losing the rights to Dragon Ball. Was it Dragon Ball Z? What was the last one? The Atari game? I'm about to look it up. Dragon Ball Z.
Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, are you ready to dump your money to the screen?
Oh my god! Okay, I already have like 14,000 V-Bucks. No,
Did you see what I put on? Did you see the messages I sent you on Discord?
Yes, I did. I'm
apparently this morning people were in the lobby and the dragon was above a mountain, just standing there. And it went away and never came back.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm super hyped. So I can't help it. Yeah, Raging Blast. No, that's not the game. Hold the fuck on. I'm mad I can't fucking remember the game. Raging Blast 2. No. Burst Limit. That was the last one. The last Atari Dragon Ball Z game that they released, and that game needed another year of development. But Atari was losing the rights at the time, and so they released it pretty much kind of half-baked, where it didn't have all the characters that were expected of the game. But the game had amazing fucking visuals. It was one of the best-looking games at the time, in my opinion. And the animations were insane. There's still some of the best animations to this point. It's sad that game didn't get at least another 6 months of development time. It would have been amazing. And that was the last Atari Dragon Ball game.
The TNA game has so much. It was so. I mean, the creative players sucked ass, but you saw that they had something there.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Hold on, we're talking about two different games. I'm talking about Dragon Ball Z game.
Yeah, well, you're talking about almost the same thing, like games that need a little bit more time being developed.
Got you.
Like the TNA game, it just needed a little bit more time. It just needed a better direction.
See, Sailor Mercury agrees. The animation Sailor Mercury, I don't know if you remember, they were sick. Like, I remember doing this spin move, and the way that the character spun was like, it was like one of the coolest things for me. I was obsessed with doing that move because of the way, how much better the animations were in comparison to like previous games. It was a beautiful fucking game. Like, it had so much potential. If that game had another year of development time, it would have been like top tier Dragon Ball game. No doubt, in my opinion.
Wow.
Yeah, but Atari, unfortunately, they were losing. I miss Atari's Dragon Ball games. Like, Atari, given they had some dubs, like Dragon Ball Z Sagas, that was fucking garbage. Don't get me wrong. That was a shit post. But when they actually tried to make good games, like, they're some of my all-time favorites, period. But yes, let's not talk too much about Dragon Ball Z Computer all day. Creation modes. You have custom wrestlers, appearance and attire. I hope that they do a decent job with giving people options on how to make their character. Like if it's too basic, that'll be such a disappointment. I'm not expecting, especially with the graphics, I'm not expecting like insane customization. Like just give me enough to make my character look unique to me. So I'll be happy with that. Custom move sets, custom entrances, custom arenas. This is cool. I wasn't expecting this, to be real with you. Like custom arenas, custom move sets. I was kind of expecting custom move sets, but entrances and arenas, I wasn't expecting that. So that is pretty cool.
Why were you expecting that?
Because it's like a small scale game, at least what we thought. The money isn't small scale, but I thought this was a AA game, so I didn't. My expectations were in check. So that to me is pretty interesting. I think this is a game that'll be pretty good. At least I'm hoping it will be. The animations look still a little stiff, but I think that the game has potential. But based on today's information and previous previews, I'm hoping to see more roster tomorrow. That's what I want to see. But AEW Fight Forever's confirmed roster so far is as follows: Abaddon, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, I'm surprised Cody Rhodes is still in this game, Darby Allin, Dr. Britt Baker, Hangman Adam Page, Hikaru Shida, Jade Cargill, John Moxley, Jungle Boy, Kenny Omega, Chris Statlander, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, Yukata Sakuzaki. I don't know. Yuka Sakuzaki is. I don't even know who that is. But then again, it's been a while since I watched AEW. So, but so far this is a good roster. They're saying there's supposed to be like 50 different weapons or some shit. You have to have at least as much.
Luchasaurus better be in this damn game. I'm not buying it.
Sure, they're pushing tag team wrestling in this game, so they already confirmed Jungle Boy. So a Luchasaurus has to be in it, dude. Like he has to be. They're pushing tag team wrestling of all things, so I'm pretty confident that he's there. I'm really glad Chris Statlander is there. I don't know if they've been doing anything with her lately, but I've been saying that she's one of the most underrated talents in AEW.
Yeah,
like they have.
She's beautiful.
Well, she's very pretty, but she's just a big chick that's capable of so fucking much, dude. Like watching her wrestle, like she has highs. Like to me, Britt Baker's a good character. She has the charisma of a champion, but her wrestling is fucking horrible. It's atrocious. Whereas Chris Statlander, she's capable of so much. Like she is a big chick that can have highs in the ring just on wrestling merit. Like she has had some of the biggest moments I've ever seen, and they get glanced over because they just don't push her. So I'm really glad that she's in the game. If I do get the game, I'm definitely playing as her. I'm definitely playing as Darby. Jade Cargill, I'll definitely play as. I don't think Hikaru Shida is a good wrestler. She's just okay, but I always like her look. I think she's cool. So I'll play as her.
Orange Cassidy better be in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if Chris Statlander's in the game, I'm sure Orange is going to be in the game. He has to be. So
that's right. He has to.
Oh shit! Society's coming through. Hold up, I got you.
Society. And Wardlow. They got to put Wardlow in here. They got to put Wardlow in here.
Give me 1 sec, Society. I'll link you. Hey, we got a third. That's what's up.
About time.
Yeah, Society been busy. I got you though, bro. Hey, the homie is coming through. That's what's up, though. I will say,
did you link with the group?
Damn, I will say it's just the two of us, but we've been doing our thing. I have to shout out to you, Oz, and we've been keeping it going. The chat has been doing awesome. Y'all are badass as fuck. I'm trying to balance doing everything. It's so hard to do this, man. It's so fucking hard. I appreciate
you guys.
Yeah, I really do appreciate all the support, man. I'm trying to do the best I can, so I hope that it is an entertaining show. And it's about to get an upgrade. Society, I mean, I don't want to, boost his ego too much, but he always does add something interesting to any given podcast.
Baby.
Oh my god. I hope this AEW game has a demo to try it before release. I hope so too. I think that will give people a lot more confidence if the game is genuinely good. Like, just let us play a match, you know?
No,
And
they have an opportunity to do some special shit with this game because they could have ROH in this game. They could have New
maybe,
Japan in this game.
maybe. But hold that thought one sec.
DLC.
Just going to welcome the homie Society Reviews. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Well, I was doing good until I went and saw that fucking movie. Jesus Christ.
Yikes. So, damn, which movie were you watching, or can you disclose this information at this time?
Oh no, I can disclose it. It's just came out. It's a movie called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies with the chick from the Hunger Games and Pete Davidson. And for those of you guys who haven't been following me the last couple of weeks, I made a declarative statement that the movie Not Okay was the worst movie that I've seen so far in 2022. Well, it was the worst movie that I've seen for a course of 2 weeks. So it was a very short title reign before this film.
Damn.
This was
You're fighting for that spot.
Yeah, this one is. I didn't enjoy a single second of this fucking movie. Just to put it to you very, very bluntly.
Yikes, that's unfortunate. Oh, I'm sorry you did have to suffer through that, but you did make the decision.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. So.
Oh my gosh, y'all funny. But chat, if you can like this stream, I really would appreciate it. But yeah, Society, have you anything to say on this situation regarding this AEW game that is coming out sometime this year?
I think it's gonna be a complete waste. It looks like a game that's more prepped for like the PS3 than the PS5. I mean, from what I've heard, they spent so much money on this game that they're likely going to have to sell maybe a couple million copies in order to get their money back, which I just don't see happening because I don't even think they have a couple of million fans. And in all honesty, I mean, if you're not going to watch a TV show on Wednesday night that's free, then how many people are really going to spend $60, $70 on a brand new video game that looks like something out of 2004? So that's just kind of how I look at it.
Yeah, it would be, if they could sell it at 40, I think it would do pretty well. Having a game that's at a lower price does give it so much opportunity. I remember back when ESPN, the football game came out, 2K5, and they sold that game at $20. It was one of the best playing games.
The one with Jordan on it was awesome.
No, with Terrell
the
Owens
one, Terrell Owens 2K5.
We're talking about the NFL game. That game, they sold it at $20, completely shit on Madden 05. Completely shit all over it. It was a better game and it was cheaper and it sold like hotcakes. It's still one of my favorite NFL ESPN 2K5.
Yeah. It came out on
the greatest football game ever.
2004.
Yep. It was such a great game and so many people bought it. It made Madden, it made EA and Madden scared as fuck. Made them super scared to the point where they had to go get the rights to NFL to stop these games from being made. That's literally how like great the game was. It was only $20.
It still does things that Madden can do.
Oh yeah. Remember helmets getting popped off? They refuse to do that now because the last thing they want to do.
There's actually cheerleaders in it.
When I remember, like shit. Like when you got injured, you could go back to the replay and actually see the player falling to the ground, clutching their knee or some shit. They don't do that shit. At least like I haven't bought a Madden game in quite a long time, but the last one I did was on PS4. It had one of these dudes on I don't remember his fucking name, but it didn't do that shit. It would just cut to a cutscene where someone was injured, but you didn't see them get injured on the field. I always used to look for that shit. I don't know if they do it now in modern day, but
no, they don't.
That game does stuff in 05 that games today still don't do. So yeah, making your game cheaper than the competitor is important, especially when it's a new franchise in general. Gaming is just a little bit of a different thing. Like you have to take into account that this is a new IP. You're always at a disadvantage being a new IP. WWE 2K games have been established for a long ass time, so they always are gonna have the one up here. So if the game is 60 or 70, it's gonna be rough.
So I don't know if I brought this up on your show or another show, but I didn't bring this up recently. Here's the problem: you can't just make another like regular ass like pro wrestling game in 2022. It's like wrestling just isn't popular like that anymore to be sustainable the way that it was 20 years ago. So if you're gonna come in with like a brand new like wrestling game, you can't just do another regular wrestling game. My idea was that they should have done a fighting game that was based in wrestling, something like you've seen over the last few weeks. Multiverses, the DC game, has blown up in popularity, right? Because it's basically a DC version of Super Smash Brothers, just something fun that people can play and they get really hooked into it. If you were going to do a pro wrestling game, I would have done something kind of modeled more of Tekken style, or maybe a Def Jam like Fight for New York style. It didn't feature like pro wrestlers like as the characters, because that way you can actually build a nice like online gameplay as well. And you can also just have a pretty solid storyline that people would enjoy too.
Well, they're
to be honest with you, the game that came out today is pretty much like that. Rumbleverse, it's just like that.
Yeah.
It is fun.
That's because I mean, like I said, even look at WWE, like the 2K series, like that's like the biggest like wrestling game out there. Even that game's not really setting the world on fire. So how can you think you're gonna like top WWE by doing just a weaker version than what they're already doing that isn't drawing any people?
They're kind of alluding to the fact that this is going to be more arcadey. So they're doing an event tomorrow that's going to disclose more information about the game. I hope we get to see like
what
matches.
Time does that start tomorrow?
I'm not too sure. It doesn't really say. I'll have to look into the details. But there's going to be a THQ Nordic showcase. I'm excited because I want to see more. I want to see Destroy All Humans too. So I'm looking forward to it. THQ is one of those companies I actually do look forward to in comparison to pretty much all these other publishers. Most of these publishers are honestly insufferable. I hate them, but I actually look forward to what THQ Nordic does.
I'm looking for Darksiders 4. My bad.
There's been rumors of that from what I've seen. Is it confirmed that it's happening, or is it just rumors still at this point?
It's just rumors still.
Yeah, I know that you're a pretty big fan of that franchise. I mean, hopefully they do something
a lot of people
with it.
It's got a big call following.
Like 3, I thought was interesting. I really liked the main character. I thought she was super cool.
Yeah,
like she's the type of female character I like to play as.
Mm-hmm.
But the game itself was like really not very good.
Darksiders. It was trying to be dark, like Dark Souls, and I didn't like that.
Yeah,
you can't go from being like a Zelda, Devil May Cry, like God of War mix to cutting all those loose and going to straight Dark Souls. And I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I think that if AEW wants to eventually like if they want their game to make money, it has to be a service game. Like it has to have DLC characters. I think that's going to be the closest they get to making back the money that they put into this. Paid Enthusiast says Wardlow, Luchasaurus, Keith Lee, Tony Storm, Athena, Swerve, Strickland, and others may be future DLC characters in Fight Forever. Yeah, they're going to have multiple DLCs. Like and they better be worth the fuck.
And
too.
they have to start off cheap, and then they have to create buzz, because if they're like, just expecting like a sea of people are gonna fucking buy a fucking $60 AEW game right off the jump, and that's how they're gonna make their money, they're gonna lose pretty hard on this one.
Yeah,
you know what we're seeing their ass?
Says that AEW has a niche audience.
They meet their DLC free.
They ain't gonna do that. That's not gonna sell the game. Only a small amount of people are going to buy this game. It's not going to be over 1 million people. So you better suck the dick of everyone who buys this game and suck it good by giving them everything that they want at a paid cost.
Yeah, unless you know that the AEW fans are just so psychotic that they're actually going to go out there and buy like 6 versions of this game just so they can fucking keep Tony Khan's wallet happy.
Yeah,
I can see this coming to Game Pass. I honestly see it coming to Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely avenues to make money with this game, but I don't think it's coming to Game Pass anytime soon.
No.
They definitely want to get their initial sales. So yeah, let me see. Taylor Mercury wants Kingdoms of Amalur 2. That would be awesome. Yeah, THQ Nordic. I look forward to everything THQ Nordic because they always do interesting things. If it be remakes of games that I love or continuing old games that people like. I look forward to old games more than new games, to be honest with you. I think that new games are doomed to be boring and very run of the mill because they have no balls. They won't do anything even remotely interesting anymore. Yep. So I look forward to remakes of old games as long as those remakes are accurate to the original game. If they don't censor it, then I'm good. Don't censor my old games. Otherwise, just make a new game.
They actually might do that because they just did the remaster. So I honestly might announce that.
Yeah, I think that I made sure to buy the game. I definitely made sure to buy the game. But yeah, Newcomb says Fury is badass in Darksiders 3. Yeah, she's really cool.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat said that ECW Anarchy Rules is the worst wrestling game ever. Is that the game that styled this gameplay after WWF Attitude? Because WWF Attitude was absolutely
Attitude was ass. It was ass. No, I think it was not worse than Attitude.
Yikes, that's rough.
Yeah, as good as the fucking PS2 games were when it comes to pro wrestling, the PS1 games were absolutely abhorrent.
Yeah, they were really bad. I mean, to be fair, I did get the ECW game on N64, and I enjoyed it for what it was. But then again, I was still relatively new to gaming. I was like 7 years old. Yeah. You know, I was willing to play any fucking thing.
Mm-hmm. Raw was pretty good for the Xbox. The Xbox had its own wrestling game. It was Raw. Raw 2 was really good, actually. It was really good. Like, really freaking good. It was impressive. Like, you could add your own music. You can go to your
custom graphics weren't too bad either.
No, it was actually fun.
Yeah, so any final thoughts for this AEW game before we move on?
It's probably going to bomb. Stupid. I mean, you got to remember.
I wish it luck.
I mean, Kenny Omega, for some reason, is like running the management on this game. And it's like, what credentials does he have to fucking run a successful game? So I know that he's a big gamer and shit like that. But, you know, when I hear that he's in charge, I just think to myself, oh boy, well, this is not going to end well.
Yeah.
It's not just him. It's also the referee. The referee, what the hell is her name? She's doing a lot of it. Audrey Edwards. Yeah, she's doing a lot of it. And a little fun fact about her. She used to develop for the Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, so she definitely has some development ability. I don't know how much she's involved in this new game because she was doing her own game too. So it's like how involved is she? I can't really.
She's involved a lot.
But they are at least they at least had the influence of a developer from one of the most beloved wrestling games ever involved in it. So that's good.
Right.
But you got your camera on.
Oh, do I? My bad, bro. How the hell did I do that?
I don't know. It's you. But all right. So next thing. Yes, we see your shoulder or your knee. I don't know what that is, but.
How the fuck do we get out of this?
Well, I hope you're.
Well, you press the button that says "Stop Cam" on your StreamYard.
He's in his cave.
And then he quit. Lovely.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Well, I don't really know what to say about that, but you saw it here live, everyone. I hope that was entertaining because
yes.
I'm glad that I
F in the chat for Oz. F in the chat.
All right, so we're moving on to the next topic, and does PlayStation need Call of Duty? Because they've come out and they're basically.
My first question would be: Does Call of Duty really sell the way that it used to, like 10, 15 years ago? Like, is this still that big of a game?
It doesn't sell as much as it used to, but it's still always one of the highest selling games, like every fucking year.
I guess. I mean, the last time I played was Black Ops 1, so they can tell you how far it's been since I played any kind of Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute. I don't really fuck with these games anymore. Like, I did try. Like, my problem with Call of Duty is that skill-based matchmaking doesn't know where to put me, so I end up getting teamed like. So basically, the game establishes I'm pretty good at it. I won't say I'm great at it, but I'm pretty good. So they end up skill-based matchmaking me in a situation where I have 3 feeders on my team. They get like maybe 8 kills if they're lucky, get 20 deaths. And apparently my gameplay ability is supposed to be able to counter their failure. And I can't do it. As much as I would like to, I can't fucking do it.
Yeah.
So I just stopped playing Cold War because of that. It was just like, I'm tired of losing despite doing very well every fucking game.
Well, with me, I was one of those people who, after Battlefield 3 came out, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm on Team Battlefield all the way. And Battlefield 3 was an awesome fucking game. And every game that's come out since then has been absolute shit.
4 is awesome.
Yeah.
4 is really good.
4 is not awesome. 4 is garbage. 4 is literally broken. You can't play single player or multiplayer because that game is fucking broken.
I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but when it came out, it was definitely super fucked up, no doubt.
There was one point when I was playing Battlefield 4, and I was in story mode, and I'm sitting there getting shot out.
Wait, hold on. You were playing it on the PS3. I just want everyone to know that.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing it, and then all of a sudden I'm getting shot by like everyone on the map, and I realized that my 3 idiot teammates are like literally doing nothing to like suppress any of the fire. They're really just standing there while I'm taking all the damage. I'm like, this is not how video games are supposed to work. Who fucking programmed this shit?
Damn. Future said this is why old people should not use the internet. He's talking about you guys. Just like,
shut up.
Good. But basically, Sony is concerned about Call of Duty's potential Microsoft exclusivity. So I don't know if you guys do know this, but Microsoft has purchased Activision. They're currently, basically, it's being established if this is a monopoly situation or not. They're still going through all that. But, you know, Sony's playing the game. They're just like, yeah, we're concerned about this situation. Because overall, they don't really want to see Activision get gobbled up by Microsoft because Microsoft definitely has a substantial power over this industry with just Call of Duty alone, let alone stuff like World of Warcraft, like some pretty big name games that have pretty big influence over the industry. And yeah, Sony has expressed its concerns that a potential Call of Duty exclusive status in the future, but although Microsoft has said on numerous occasions that it doesn't plan to pull Activision Blizzard's juggernaut from the platforms, the company has remained coy about the future, with the only reassurance that it's offering pertaining to existing games like Warzone. But Sony thinks Call of Duty exclusivity will hurt PlayStation sales. And it's like, yeah, it will, but that's with any game. Like whenever PlayStation has a bunch of their own exclusives, and they're no longer exclusive because PC eating all the exclusives, but that influenced the sales of the PlayStation 4, for example. They had a bunch of exclusives that were deemed some of the best of the best the console had to offer, and that influenced people to buy that console. That comes with the territory of gaming right now.
Right. But on the other hand, if it was different scenario and PlayStation was trying to do this, you know, it would be the same thing if it was reversed. Yeah. Nobody wants to be the weaker individual here.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it's like I said, Sony's just trying to play the game, acting like, well, this is a problem. And
they would
to
do
be
the same
fair,
shit.
it could be a problem. Yeah, of course. If they had the ability to do this, of course they would go for it, you know? And Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard is being examined and scrutinized by a number of regulatory bodies around the globe. As part of the process, regulators are asking Microsoft's competitors a series of questions about the likely impact of the merger. In Brazil, the review process started on May 20th, with the authority sending out a questionnaire to Sony, Ubisoft, Warner Brothers, and numerous others. Reset Era user IDIS translated and the responses into English, and it is evident that the PlayStation maker is the only one spooked by the deal. According to Sony, no other developer can create anything that rivals Call of Duty. Damn, talk about throwing Battlefield under the bus, which it considers a gaming category on its own. The company believes that this franchise alone can influence users' choice of console. And given that Call of Duty is Sony's biggest third-party revenue stream, Call of Duty going to a Microsoft exclusive will certainly hurt its arch rival in more ways than one. I mean, it could be potentially a bad situation, but Microsoft has said that they aren't. Here's the thing. Microsoft has Game Pass. Game Pass doesn't sell itself. I've been saying this for a while. The way that Microsoft is going to sustain Game Pass is by essentially PlayStation. PlayStation users are the ones that are really funding Xbox Game Pass because people like Ozzknot do not fund Microsoft at all. You just eating all the Game Pass games. Yeah, it's PlayStation users that are going to subsidize your ability.
I like Game Pass, but it's pretty much like the reason why I got a game. I wanted an Xbox system because I missed Gears of War, and then I forgot all about Game Pass, and they gave me a free like 3 months or whatever. I'm like, this is absolutely fucking awesome. I need to have this, and I did. I'm not bought. I bought it. Okay, I'll take that back. I bought one like 360 game for like $5, but I ain't done any shit nowadays. Okay, I've not bought a brand new game on that system or put any type of disc in it. It's pretty much a fucking streaming box.
It's all these people on the Xbox console are just like you. They don't want to buy games anymore. How is Game Pass going to subsidize itself? It doesn't pay for itself. It doesn't. There's no fucking way. And if anybody needs any living proof of that, no, it doesn't. No fucking way.
It does. The games amount that's on there, there's some really big games that's on there that pays for itself.
No, the games are on there, but there's no way that the service sustains itself. There's definitely outside sources. Microsoft, I'm sure, is losing a bunch of money.
They're taking a big loss on this.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
And they're okay with it.
Sustain itself financially. So I think Microsoft's best way to make money is by making their games, putting their games on other platforms and letting them buy the games. Because let's be real now, Call of Duty is on Game Pass, but people on PlayStation can still buy it at full price. Guess what? Motherfuckers on PlayStation are still gonna buy it. They don't care. They just want the game. And that's gonna be the main revenue stream of those games for Microsoft. It's not gonna be Game Pass motherfuckers that are gonna make them the big bank for that particular release.
No.
It's gonna be the PlayStation dudes because you don't pay directly to the success of a game with Game Pass. You just pay for the service. Whereas when you buy a game, you're directly supporting the game. There's a huge difference there.
Hell, they don't even support me. Microsoft doesn't even give a shit about their own goddamn consoles anymore. They don't give a shit what the fuck you're playing on. They don't give a shit if you're playing on a fucking toaster oven. As long as you got fucking Game Pass, that's all they give a shit about. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.
I don't buy games on Xbox.
I mean, shit. They just fucking updated the original, the OG Xbox. They updated it.
Yeah.
I forget what they updated it with, but yeah, it shows you that they don't give a shit. They just want you playing on their servers. That's it.
Game Pass has been so shit lately. Besides 2 Point Campus, which is what I've been playing lately. There's nothing else for me to play that's come out as of recently.
You know what they're doing right now, and I really don't like? They're bringing out these really old, fucking ancient PC games that suck ass. Holy shit! I never heard of these games before, and they're fucking bad.
Yeah. To me, Microsoft's best bet is by making Call of Duty, putting Call of Duty on PlayStation. That's what's going to make them the most money. And they've been talking about that. Microsoft responds to Sony's concerns of Call of Duty Xbox exclusive status. Microsoft has offered a lengthy rebuttal to Sony's concerns over the rival making Call of Duty Xbox exclusive. If or when the Microsoft purchase of Activision Blizzard goes through. At the beginning of August, Sony's questionnaire, impact of the acquisition, believing that Call of Duty franchise is so influential that it could be considered a gaming category all on its own. Microsoft has now accepted the challenge, refuting Sony's claims one by one. Microsoft calls some of Sony's arguments simply unjustifiable. Like, look, man, I'm sure... I don't think it's necessarily unjustifiable. I mean, Sony does have a reason to be concerned, no doubt. Because their rival is getting one of the most sold franchises, period. That's just the reality of the situation. Of course. I mean, I think that the thing is, Sony just wants everything and then some. And you can't have your cake and eat it too, you know? Like, you wanted to make your game $70. You wanted to fucking do all this shit. You don't want to put your games day and date on PlayStation's Game Pass bullshit. And look, I think that that's a good thing that they're not putting the games day and date, because then they would just become as lazy as Xbox to be. I think Xbox Game Pass has made Xbox not give a fuck about what they're releasing. It's just more so we need things there.
I honestly think this time around they've been a lot more fair with the consumer. They have been.
Oh yeah, they definitely
have been.
Xbox is way more consumer friendly than PlayStation, no doubt.
And last time they weren't like that. Last generation they didn't give two fucks. They said fuck you, fuck your backwards capability, fuck all that shit.
No, they tried to be bold last generation.
Yeah. But now it's just like they're immediately and now they're acting like they care, which they are. I mean they're not paid. They're not making you pay to fucking if you get like a game at a regular price. They're not making you pay for a fucking upgrade, $10 upgrade. They're not making you do that at all.
Yeah. Spider-Man Mo says Call of Duty on Game Pass at launch is a dumb move, and it's like, to me, it's like I get where you're coming from that. I agree in a sense, because the game will sell blockbusters if you don't put it on Game Pass. But Microsoft's in a rock is like between a rock and a hard place situation where it's like they've adjusted the people on their console to not having to buy games, especially if they're owned by Microsoft. If Microsoft owns Call of Duty and Activision, they have to put it on Game Pass. Otherwise, they're going to be called out for that shit.
And also shows you they don't give a shit what type of game. They obviously don't give a shit about quality of games, because they're literally putting anything and everything that's fucking on here that they can pick up and scrap.
Yeah.
Because come on, they literally have nothing big this holiday season. What, fucking grounded and fucking what's that? Scorn. Who gives a shit about those games? Scorn is going to be a mediocre horror game. That's it. Probably 4 or 5 hours, and you'll beat it.
I mean, Scorn looks like it could be interesting. I think it's creepy.
It looks decent.
Yeah,
but it's not like fucking Halo or like God of War status,
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think Halo's really that high quality anymore either. To me, Halo Infinite is a high quality game.
It should have been. It fucking should have been.
I agree.
They fell on their face with it.
Yeah, they released that
this
game.
Halo Infinite should have been. They had everything. They had everything on their fucking side to have one of the best fucking comebacks ever, and they took one step and it fell on their big fucking Spencer's heads like a fucking Mr. Potato Head, and that's sad because it was super fucking hyped. People were praising at the start. People were praising it out the fucking roof.
Yeah,
and it was a big pile of Jurassic Park shit.
Yeah. Sailor Mercury says Sony will eventually have to copy Game Pass and put their AAA titles on PS Plus Premium. They're putting their AAA titles on PS Plus Premium, but it's not day and date. So
they're gonna have to do that.
I don't.
They're gonna be forced to do that.
They're not gonna. They're not gonna do it. People still want to buy their games. I don't want to, but so many people still. I'd rather just wait. The thing is, these games aren't baiting me to buy them. I'm like perfectly okay with waiting for them to come to PC 2-3 years later at this point.
Right.
So I mean, but people are still there for those exclusives. I don't want. Does everyone want games to depreciate to the point of not being art anymore, but being content? I mean, is that where we're going? Is that what everyone wants?
Want to save money.
As long as these video games, movies, television shows, whatever the case may be, as long as they're all being run by these giant multinational billion-dollar corporations, then yeah, that's what they're all going to turn into.
Yeah, I don't want it to go down that route.
Until people on the independents start creating their own games and we start actually getting a true diversity in content with independent farms rather than massive corporations, that's what it's going to turn into.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Me as a gamer, I've always supported indie companies. Like, I'm trying to support them now more than ever because a lot of people are concerned that Microsoft is buying up all these publishers and shit. They bought Bethesda. They're trying to go through with this Activision deal. We're not sure if it's going to go through, but they are buying up everything, and everyone is all concerned and shit. Like, besides the Xbox fanboys that are cheering the shit on, PlayStation's also buying up
I don't care about-
publishers
I
and
don't
buying
support
up
it, man.
big developers, and it's just like people are concerned. But I say, like, you are concerned, but you're not. A lot of these people that are concerned aren't doing the right thing. They aren't saying, well, okay, this is happening, let me support and help build up these smaller indie like companies to be able to take over these empty places
Right.
in the industry. They won't buy these small games. So it's like, what do you expect? It's just going to be the big three eventually. If you don't start supporting and building these smaller companies, you have to do that.
The only way I support this this fucking Activision bullshit, if there's actually like they actually were supportive of the game creators that they're bringing in. If there's actually like some theory behind, like they actually say, hey, we're doing this at the goodness of their hearts to actually make good fucking games, and not because of a fucking power struggle, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't support small, and a lot of people's just like, I don't want these small indie games. I don't want passion projects. And it's like, I get that because a lot of passion projects end up being dog shit, but there are some really great indie games. If you're not willing to try out something new and smaller in scale, then guess what? It's just gonna be PlayStation. It's just gonna be Sony, Microsoft, and maybe like a couple of these other big publishers, and then it's just going to be these small, tiny indie games. If you're not willing to at least put your money on these smaller games in hopes that these companies can fund larger projects, then you're just going to have the really tiny games and then Microsoft and Sony. Enjoy that. That's not a world I want to live in. So that's why I do support these small games. Yeah, and Nintendo as well. I'm sorry. I definitely should include. It's just going to be the big three, and then little tiny dev teams. That's it. That's not a world I want to live in gaming. That's why I'm preparing. Like, I buy a lot of like old school retro games, like from my generation, mostly like PS1, PS2. And the reason why is because I'm preparing for a situation where I probably might just become a retro gamer altogether at some point within the next 10 years.
Because I tell you what, if there was another console that came out like right now and gave me everything that I fucking wanted, all these fucking sick ass games, and I still have a PlayStation and an Xbox, I probably would get it. I probably would still get it.
Yeah, but I just don't think that this Game Pass thing is the way to go because everything is just content now. I enjoy like a game that I think is
it's not that it's just content, because that's even a little too dismissive to say that. It's that they're trying to control everything. Like, everything is being swallowed up to essentially a duopoly where you're only going to have 2, maybe 3 major corporations that are going to control everything, and they're all going to push the same type of content, the same type of agenda. There's not going to be any true competition anymore. It's just going to be 3 major corporations operating the exact same way, pushing out the exact same garbage content, and making it harder for anyone to truly compete, because they're just going to be the biggest dogs in the yard. And if anyone starts to actually, create any steam, like, well, it's time to buy out this company so that they'll be under our wing too. And then you almost have to like start over from scratch. Like, you gotta have to understand the game that's being played here.
Yeah, it's definitely nefarious in nature. Even though we don't want to believe that, we want to believe that these companies just want to make great games and give us great experiences. But these companies want power. They want permanent power in this industry. And the thing is, like, look, I do support PlayStation, Nintendo, and Microsoft in keeping some of these even more nefarious companies out of gaming, like in Amazon, like Google. Like, these are evil fucking companies that are even worse. And I want them to be pushed out. I more so want bigger companies to be built from these small companies. Like, build them up to be more competitive. That's the way I want companies that have always been involved in gaming to build themselves up, not these nefarious motherfuckers like Google injecting themselves into gaming. That's why I'm so glad that their fucking Stadia bullshit flopped. Like, fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like, to me, a game that's art is Ghost of Tsushima. Like, I was in an entire mood while playing through that game. And it's like, I'm afraid that games like that won't exist anymore. Like, I remember just slow trotting through these beautiful areas and just taking in the atmosphere and just like playing the game and fighting all these enemies as though it's like a live action film or something like that, like artistically. Like, because that game, is like art. it's so beautiful to me. And I just feel like games like this are going to exist less and less with these Game Pass models that just pushing games day and day. Like, to me, Halo Infinite is not good. It's free to play for the multiplayer. I refuse to even play the game at this point. I feel like out of self-respect, I cannot play Halo Infinite. That's why I deleted it off my system. Because 343 is just a stupid ass company.
Yeah, they shouldn't. They should be making Halo. They really should be making Halo.
And it's like,
they should honestly bring back Bungie just to make it.
Look, I've been kind of making fun of PlayStation for, like, you know, acting out like this and being like, acting like, oh, this is the end of the world situation. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Microsoft says that they're still going to, and we're taking the Microsoft at their word, I guess, when we say this, but I don't see them I don't see them making Call of Duty exclusive because they can't if they want to be a company that makes money. But
yeah, they like making money.
But yeah, it's like Call of Duty, I don't necessarily think is going to get better under Microsoft because they have no ability, they have no leadership ability at all. They're just fucking terrible. They like, when it comes to even Halo Infinite and all their games that they release, it's just shit post after shit post, botch after botch. They have no ability to have good leadership within Microsoft's Xbox division, which is why I don't really want them to have Activision. But then it's like Activision is a piece of shit company too. It's like, either way, yeah. I don't care. I don't personally care. But I don't think this is necessarily going to be a good thing if they do acquire Activision Blizzard.
I think they need to find somebody. I think Phil Spencer is a good visionary. I just don't think he's a good manager of what they're doing.
Oh yeah, it just feels like they're just a bunch of dude bros running the company.
Yeah, because the games are not there.
Well, when you don't have dude bros running the company, you have the people who running the new Rockstar. So pick your poison.
That's true.
I mean, like, look, you know, you're gonna get your small, like, your developers that are dude bros. That's one thing. But when you have management that runs the company like they are a bunch of dude bros and nothing comes out on time, and when it comes out, it's broken as fuck. They have no quality of standard whatsoever. They spend fucking 10 years making a fucking game with one of the biggest development teams ever. And the game is still unfinished, lacking key features. Something's clearly wrong here with the management. Halo was supposed to come out a year earlier than what it did. They gave the game another year and still couldn't release a finished product. They still didn't have Forge. They still didn't have the co-op for the campaign. It's a fucking mess over there, and they should be ashamed of themselves. Microsoft is one of the big three. The fact that your main franchise, Halo, released the way it did is fucking abysmal. They should be ashamed of themselves. And you're gonna get
they can't hear you because they're swimming in a giant pool of money right now.
Well, they're not making money with Game Pass. There's no fucking way.
Oh yeah, they are.
I don't.
They make a lot of money with Game Pass.
They're not making money with Game Pass. I'm paying $10 to have like over 100 games on PC Game Pass. How the fuck are they making money?
Making money with
the numbers don't add up.
They got 10 million people on their service.
I'm paying $10 a month to have over 100 games available to me. How make it make sense? How are they making money?
Subscription fees, man. Subscription fees.
For $10 subscription fee from me. Even
You're
15.
Not the only person in the
15 to have over 200. They don't have that. There's no way that you can't convince me unless you can show me some serious evidence. I do not think that I could just use basic common sense and come to the conclusion there's no way they're making money. Like I said, I think the only way they're going to make money is by selling their games to PlayStation. Start putting gears on the PlayStation. Start making good games that'll make PlayStation dudes want to buy them.
Yep. I agree.
Hey, Lemonade loves Bright Memory Infinite. But I like that game too, Lemonade.
Honestly, I
Tsushima was amazing. Yeah, Lemonade King also likes that. Hey, Lemonade, something we agree on. But yeah, Sailor Mercury said also Ghost of Tsushima was a fantastic surprise. Sony allowed it to come out without meddling in it. Feels so much better than The Last of Us or Horizon. I mean, look, Sony kind of, from what I do know, at least with their single player experiences, they kind of keep out of it. I don't know. I know that they're developing multiplayer games. I don't know how they're handling that, but they normally just let the developers create what they wanted to create, for the most part, from what I know. Like, Ghost of Tsushima didn't have anything to make gamers mad, because the developers didn't want to do that. They wanted to make an experience that people would like. So, whereas with The Last of Us Part 2, the developers literally said they purposely made a divisive game. Then we're mad when people were divisive over it.
Mm-hmm. It's when Battlefield 5 made a divisive game, but then what was the VP told people, if you don't like the game, don't buy it. Then people didn't buy it. He ended up losing his job.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, we just went over the basics with this Activision situation, but Microsoft and Sony are going back and forth with each other in some petty ways, I should say. But overall, do you guys think that this Activision deal is going to go through for Microsoft? Because they're still going over it.
Yeah,
so?
I believe so. Because I don't think the government actually gives a shit about trying to stop monopolies or whatnot. They just want to make sure that the companies that they approve of are the ones that are in control. So I don't see them stopping this thing from going through.
Microsoft's is an American company, so.
Yep.
Yeah, but the thing is, other countries have to evaluate this potential monopoly situation.
Well, other countries, that's their deal, what they plan on doing out there. But here for the United States, I don't see them having too much resistance.
Yeah, I don't.
I hate to say it, but
the most part will go through.
I hate to say it, but this is a point where we can say, go fuck these other countries, and we're America. It's. We're America.
But look, I'm sure if they didn't stop fucking Disney from buying 21st Century Fox, and they're definitely not going to stop.
No.
Yeah, essentially, the film industry is like 5 companies, and that's it.
Yeah, I think it's like 4 now. I'm honest with ourselves. It's what Disney, Universal, Warner Brothers, and then what maybe Paramount, because Sony ain't doing too great right now.
You ain't kidding. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sony eventually just sells off their movie branch, because they're all in on gaming, whether people want to believe that or not. They're definitely all in on gaming.
That's where they're making their money in technology.
Yeah, I will say that their cameras are kind of a big deal right now too. But I don't know how if that makes them big bank necessarily. But yeah, guys, any final thoughts on PlayStation and Microsoft with this Activision deal?
It's a small world after all.
Yeah, I don't really see this as a good thing. I don't see Activision on its own as a good thing either, because scandal after scandal with their shitty ass company. So,
like I said, I was in that notion like a few months ago that, man, I really wish Sega would get back into the game, but Sega's been on some fuck shit lately too, so I can't even go all in on them anymore. It's just like I got nobody.
Yeah. I can't trust nobody these days. They'll turn on you in the drop of a fucking dime, especially to appeal to the 1% of gamers. So
yeah, and then who you got left? Fucking Nintendo. Nintendo will fucking sue you for the most petty shit you could possibly think of, and they're probably still the best of the bunch.
Yes, because they will not take the knee. They will not take the knee. That's the one thing I do respect about Nintendo. They actually have fucking balls. In some situations, I was explaining that sucks, but in others, I appreciate that. All right, guys. So the next thing we're moving on to is Forspoken. Because they released a 30-second trailer. I just want to get your thoughts on this 30-second trailer, because it's kind of become like a thing. Like, it's one of those things where for some reason it became like this big controversy, and I was trying to figure out why. It's silly to me personally, but I don't think it's the biggest deal in the world. But they released this 30-second trailer on Twitter that basically is goofy as fuck. It's one of those things where people are comparing it to Josh Whedon's writing. And I get it. but I'm gonna let
Who's
you
that?
guys. Joss Whedon, he's done stuff like Avengers, the film.
Josh
Oh.
Whedon is
Buffy
a
the
complete
Vampire Slayer.
bag of douche who hates Trump and cheated on his pregnant wife. So that's pretty much all
Oh,
he
fuck that. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but I'm particularly talking about his style of writing. He has this style of writing that kind of just
It kind of ruined an entire generation of people who now talk like they're in a Josh Whedon sitcom.
Yeah, so I'm
Let's
just
hope
gonna
God of
play.
War buries it.
I'm just gonna play this trailer and see what you guys think about it. Hopefully, the audio does work.
So let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Earth. I'm seeing freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking to a cuff.
Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic, he'll jacked up beast. I'll probably fly next.
So yeah, that's literally the trailer, and people are super up in
I'll
arms about
pass.
it.
Yeah,
I'd
well,
rather play the Harry Potter game.
That's exactly what I'm gonna spend $70 on, so I can play as a 30-year-old white woman. Okay, great.
Oh no, it's a black chick.
There's none way.
It's actually
It's
a black chick.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucking terrible coming from you,
That's a
Bobby.
lemon.
The
That's
thing is,
That's Lemon King proved.
for me, a lot of people seem to not like the voice actress for this
I wonder
for
why.
this game. I mean, but to me, I don't mind her because unlike most like games that have a female protagonist, like she actually has a pulse. And it's just like the writing is admittedly dog shit for her. Like I don't think it's her that's the issue.
Yeah.
It's just the writing for this game that fucking sucks. Like she's like, I'm talking to a cuff. Like, bruh. I like her charisma with the role. I just think the writing is dog shit. And I think that's been established pretty early on. This trailer is definitely cringe as fuck. It is. But the thing is, it's like this game looks like a lot of money was dumped into it. And the gameplay just isn't there. The traversal's interesting. I like how the character gets around, but the combat just looks fucked up. And it's like, there's no way this game is going to make money as far as I'm concerned. I think it is doomed to fail. And it's going to be like a $70 game for that.
God of War will bury it.
Well, they better get their friends.
They delayed
in the media.
that shit out of the God of War time frame.
They better get their friends in the media to start calling people sexist for not liking the game, because that's the only way that this shit's going to succeed. So.
Yeah, I definitely see that narrative already forming. You're sexist and racist if you don't support this game.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
that's why all of these protagonists are black and female and gay, so they can have that built-in excuse of you're a bad person because you don't like this. Why aren't you supporting this? Because it fucking sucks. End of conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's like maybe I'll try this game at $30, but I'm not paying $70. You gotta be fucking kidding me. It's like the same thing with Returnal. I refuse to pay it. I don't even want the game anymore. It's like I was interested in Returnal. I was like, this is not worth $70 for me personally. Some people got the game at 70, loved the game. Yo, you do you, bro.
Until Dollar General releases this game at $10 at the bargain bin in like 4 years, and that'll be when I'll cave and actually put money on this shit.
Yeah, it's like there's these games that I'm semi-interested in, but once I get over the FOMO, fear of missing out and shit, it's like I realized I didn't want them to begin with. And Forspoken is definitely one of those games. I'm like semi-interested in it because I like the premise. Like this character is it's basically like one of those anime TV shows where this character is taken out of their world and put into a new one. I like that premise. You know, it's like a trope.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of shit is fun. Inuyasha is one of my favorites when it comes to that. So I like the overall concept, but it just feels a little too Western for me to give a fuck. But I think it's weird that people are hammering this particular trailer when it's like, I mean, we should be discussing how the gameplay just doesn't look there for a game that seems to be aiming to be a high quality on the level of like Final Fantasy 16. It looks like it's aiming for that, but clearly it's failing miserably.
You know what's sad? You know what game's not getting like any hype for right now? That's Evil West. Evil West looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, Evil S does look interesting. I'm
It's
definitely
getting no
more
mention of.
interested in that. I'm way more
It's
interested
getting
in
no.
that.
It's getting no mention of. Nobody's really talking about it. What's no? Maybe it'll be good.
Yeah. So Pixel's a voice actor. He's one of my homies, so shout out to Pixel. And he thinks that this voice acting is bad. Pixel, I think it's not good, but I mean, I think Aloy is fucking shit. I think
Well, it
like
was horrible.
Aloy, like I can't get into her at all. Like there's no charisma there. Most of these women that are protagonists are either insufferable as fuck or just boring. They put me to sleep. At least I think this chick, like I don't think she's a good voice actress by any means, but I think that she's really trying with the shitty script.
I think Kratos has more personality in her. That's saying something.
Boy.
Yeah. I mean, if you ever
Yeah.
play the game, he lasts in 2 seconds. He gets pissed off. It's amazing. He gets drunk with his son. The game's fucking dope.
Future's asking me, Cassie, you mean to tell me that you're not pre-ordering Forspoken? No, I'm fucking not. I am so fucking good
No.
on that game. Especially Final Fantasy 16 is coming out next year. I will sell my body and my soul to get it if I have to. It is what it is.
I
I don't give a fuck about
excitement
these
for that.
mid-ass games. This
Coming
is
to a
mid.
street corner near you.
Yes, if I have
Yeah.
to, I will do whatever I have to do to play Final Fantasy 16. That is a fact. Everything else
Well,
coming out that year, Forspoken
you're
was
the
supposed to
hero.
be coming out late this year, but it got delayed because they said there's no fucking way this game is going to make any money coming out around God of War. Admittedly so. I mean, I don't blame them. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about any of these mid-ass games around the time
I was
Final
reading a
Fantasy
column
16
today.
coming out.
I was reading a column today that third-party developers and developers in general are fucking afraid for November because they don't want to release a game because of God of War. They know better.
Yeah.
They're like, nope,
Yeah,
not doing it.
Yo, that Ubisoft
afraid.
game, the pirate game, is coming out within the same
same day.
time frame. It's like the same week. It's not the same day. It's coming out like
That
I
game
think
looks
like
like a big
4
bag of
days
shit.
earlier. I mean,
That
the
game looks
thing
horrible.
is, I don't think the game looks horrible. I will argue against that. The game doesn't look horrible. It looks way better than what's that pirate game that came out on
Sea of Thieves?
Microsoft?
Sea
It
of
looks
Thieves.
like way better Sea of Thieves, especially when Sea of Thieves first launched. That
It's a
game
better-
was
it's
bare
better.
and shit.
Oh, it's horrible. It's
Like-
different animation, of course.
This Sea of Thieves, I mean, this pirate game, I forget the fuck the name of it is, but
Skull
this
and
pirate
Bones.
game, Skull and Bones, actually looks like there's a lot of content to go through in the game. So at least the game looks like a whole experience. At least I think the game is coming out like 4 days before God of
Can't
War. The game is
use
DOA.
a sword. You can't use a sword and you're a pirate.
I didn't even know that. That's fucking weird.
There you go. There's no combat. It's all
Is
naval
this
combat.
true?
Yes, it's true. Sea of Thieves is actually better. You can actually use a fucking sword in a
Is
musket.
it good though? Is it good though?
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, it's good.
I played it early on and said this is a hot steaming pile.
Oh,
of
it's
nothing.
amazing now.
It's a
It's
hot
amazing
steaming
now.
pile. I'm sorry, bro. That game came out with nothing. It came out
Oh, it
as
did.
in
Absolutely.
beta. In beta.
Yeah,
They
it's
should
like
be
that.
ashamed. Once again, Microsoft
like
should be
that.
fucking ashamed of itself. And a lot of people do tell me the game is way better now. And it's a shame.
Oh,
You did
way
a
better.
disservice to the game on an artistic level by releasing it like 5 years earlier than it should have been released.
Well, then again, just like No Man's Sky, No Man's Sky is a fucking masterpiece now.
Yeah, I mean they really worked hard at it and made it a good game. And it's a game that people actually are revisiting. But I've revisited No Man's Sky and I do like the improvements for sure, but I don't really
Well,
want to
it's great.
revisit Sea of Thieves. I don't know.
But you can actually
Yeah.
use a sword and have a bird and be a fucking pirate. You can't even get in a hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
Sailor
it.
Mercury saying that this Forspoken game screams woke to them. I mean,
It does.
I think that that's going to be their cop out when the game inevitably doesn't do well. I think we could all come to the basic conclusion that Forspoken is not going to do well, no matter when it's
The
released.
fucking
Thankfully,
For
they
weird
got it
fucking
out of that
dildo
God
wrist.
of War time frame. They got that shit the fuck out of there. So maybe it'll sell a little more than it otherwise would have. But yeah, I think that when the game does come out, doesn't sell well, the first thing they're going to go to is people are sexist and racist for not buying it. And that's sad because we can't have honest conversations anymore. We can't. When it comes to anything, when it comes to all of entertainment, we can't talk about why a game or a film or a TV series flopped anymore. It's always got to be, well, it's because you just don't like the color of this person's skin or the fact that they have a vagina.
You listened to the Black Pill stream last night where we were talking about She-Hulk, how the initial trailer came out and the animation looked absolutely horrible. So then the woman came out like a month later talking about, oh, well, the reason why people think that the CGI is bad because they think that they can control women's bodies and they think that they have the right to criticize what a women look like. Like, what the hell are you talking about? You were talking about how bad the CGI looks, and you trying to make this shit about women's bodies as a deflection so that people don't have to discuss the actual problem at hand here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
why is Bruce Banner acting like a bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's sad that we can't have good entertainment because we can't have honest conversations on why it's bad. We need to autopsy these failed projects and come to an honest conclusion on how to make it better next time. Because these are bad projects, a lot of them that come out now. I have zero interest in fucking playing a lot of these games that come out or watching a lot of these movies and TV shows. Bro, I watched Phenomena the other day, which is a fucking 80s Italian fucking horror film. I have more interest in that than I do anything new coming out. Anything new. Yes, I want to watch Jennifer Connelly, an actually good actress, act in a film. Yeah. I don't want to watch a lot of these new shitty actresses in these new shitty TV shows and movies and actually have to sit there and watch them be propped up to be comparable to a Jennifer Connelly or to a Donald Pleasance, who is also in Phenomena. These people don't fucking compare. They are not good. And they're being propped up as though they are the best thing since fucking sliced bread. I'm sorry. I can't be bothered with these fake ass conversations. That's why I just don't give a fuck.
It shows you modern day acting's not art anymore.
Yeah. No, it's not. You don't have movie stars anymore, and we don't have good projects anymore. We don't have good writing or directing. It starts there. You know, I can't put it like, to me, I don't think that this particular ad that they put out is the actress's fault. It's clearly the writing and the direction of these projects that are fucking dog shit. And not giving these actors good work, good material is to me the biggest problem. But I don't think that these actors and actresses are necessarily good either. But look, man, we can't have these honest conversations. It's going to be, people are going to look at me like, oh, you're racist because you don't support this black woman. I like her to be good. It's not. I'm not going to sit here and pretend.
This is why I'm just honest. I say, yeah, I don't like her either.
No, I like her charisma. That's the thing I really like, because to me, it's like I have had to suffer through things like Horizon Zero Dawn, where the voice actress is good. I've seen, like, she was the OG Cassie Cage. That is one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters. That character was so fucking good. But Aloy is just, it just seems like this voice actress is dead inside when she plays this character, and she pretends to act like, oh, she's one of the best characters ever. You can't tell me that Aloy compares to Cassie Cage, at least her version of Cassie Cage. They recasted Cassie Cage, and the voice actress now sucks balls in hell. That's the sad reality. They want shitty quality content. That's what they want, and that's what they aim for, and that's why I'm not here for it. I'm done pretending to like things or trying to like things. I tried so hard to like Horizon Zero Dawn. I have no interest in liking Horizon Zero Dawn anymore. I have no interest in paying $70 for Forspoken. Make good fucking games, or don't cry when they don't sell. That's basically where I'm coming at with this. I don't know if you guys have anything to say about Forspoken, but
it's forgotten. Next segment.
right. I guess that that's a good way to leave it. Yeah. All right. So the next discussion is Sylvester Stallone. And I did a video on this about a week ago where Sylvester Stallone is at this point he's done playing nice guy. And he's pissed. He's pissed that he has went through avenues to try and get some form of ownership over the Rocky franchise, even if it's just a little bit. And there's been a lot of things that have happened behind the scene, even dating back to the original Creed, where he's been a nice guy about this whole situation. He wants a piece of the franchise. And I can't say I blame him. I mean, the guy wrote and starred in the original Rocky. He wrote, directed, and starred in Rocky 2, 3, 4. He wrote and starred in 5. He wrote, directed, and starred in Rocky Balboa. I think it's safe to say that without Sylvester Stallone, this franchise is nothing. These spin-offs would have no merit. None of these spin-offs would exist. And at this point, to me, it seems as though they're trying to push Sylvester Stallone out of the picture when it comes to the Rocky franchise. And
I was just gonna say, it seems like really they're just waiting for him to die. It's like, okay, he's like 73, 74 now. It's like, we'll just hold out a few more years. Then when he dies, we'll just go ahead and take over Rocky and eviscerate his corpse. Then
they're trying to move on now because he won't die. Like it doesn't seem like Sylvester Stallone's still going strong for a dude his age. Like, it's insane how fucking bulky he still is, how he clearly hasn't given up on anything. Like, he wants to do more. He's still passionate, which makes me sad that they're trying to push him out of the Rocky franchise. Now, his main issue is with the producer of the franchise, Erwin Winkler, and his kids. He basically came out and said a bunch of talented motherfuckers have a stranglehold on the franchise, and now they're trying to do a Drago spinoff that doesn't involve Sylvester Stallone. And he actually did call out what's his name, Drago,
Dolph
Lundgren for essentially co-signing the project. But Dolph Lundgren has come out and said that, look, I didn't know that you weren't involved. I assumed that you were involved. The script hasn't even been written yet. It's just basically an idea that's starting to come into fruition now. And he said he's contacted Sly Stallone behind the scenes. So I'm going to assume that is the case, because they are good friends, and it would really be sad to see their friendship destroyed over this situation.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren's a pretty awesome dude. He's pretty awesome. He's not really big in Hollywood, but he's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that's what makes him cool, is the fact that he doesn't really he's kind of backed away from Hollywood in some instances, but yeah, well, yikes. But they seem to have a close bond, and Sly felt a little bit betrayed, but it seems as though there's just a misunderstanding between those two, and they want to move on to Drago and kind of just move on to things that Stallone isn't going to be involved in, and to me, that's a big fucking no. And the sad thing is, like, I think, Stallone has come out and said that he just wants to have something to give to his kids. And I completely understand that. But I also think he is voicing the reality that this is a creative situation where he has to go through Erwin Winkler and his kids in order to greenlight anything Rocky related.
Yeah.
And because of that, the film Rocky Balboa that came out, I think in like 2006, almost didn't happen. And Sly Stallone has said, look, I want to do a prequel to Rocky that he wants to write and direct, and just basically set in like 1960s Philly, with, I guess, young versions of their characters, which I think is an awesome idea. That would be cool. And he also at some point wanted to do Rocky 7, but that didn't get greenlit. And he has all these passionate projects that he wants to be behind, but they aren't greenlighting them. And I think he wants some ownership over this franchise so that he does have say in where it goes. And he should. He's the brain behind Rocky.
He created it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Rocky's one of the greatest movies of all time. It just is.
Oh, yeah. To me, it's one of the greatest franchises of all time. Even at its worst, like, to me at its worst, Rocky 5 is where that is. But I still think Rocky 5 can justify its existence. Like, Rocky still has has a purpose for the film to be made. I'm not a big fan of it, but it at least justifies its existence
think about it.
opposed to the 50th Marvel movie.
Before Rocky came out, fucking Philadelphia, nobody was really talking about it as much. Rocky made Philadelphia popular. I mean, shit, they put a fucking statue of him on top of those steps.
Yeah.
It's still there on the side. I mean, he made that city popular.
Yeah, it's true. To me, without Sly Stallone involved, it's not Rocky. If he doesn't at least say this is good, like support it, like if he doesn't give his consent on any of these projects, all these projects can fuck off. I don't care. I refuse to support them.
He wrote First Blood too, didn't he?
I don't know.
Well, like I said, I knew something dirty was going on behind the scenes when they announced Creed 3 was going to be directed by Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone wasn't going to be a part of it. It's
That was
like,
weird.
why the hell are you doing that? Has he even directed a movie like in his life? Like, why would you give him that sort of a push? And now hearing the things that are going on behind the scenes, like, oh, okay, so you're basically just trying to squeeze this guy out entirely. So
yeah, and that's why I just said fuck this. I'm making a video on it because a lot of people are actually against Stallone on this shit. And it's just like you guys are such fucking bootlickers for these giant corporations. How let's be real now. Stallone is a big name. He's made a lot of money off the franchise. I get it. He's not a small dude in the game, but he's basically said, look, a lot of these people that I have to go through are bloodsuckers off of the actual creators of these franchises. And he has been really honest. Like his Instagram posts were pretty insane. They were pretty really didn't beat around the bush. He is done. Like he's sick.
I mean, for Christ's sakes, he's so tied in with Philadelphia when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Finally, there was a picture of him wearing an Eagles coat with a cigar in hand. From behind, he's wearing his Rocky hat.
Yep.
Yeah. If you can't recognize that, I think anybody that has at least half a brain can recognize that Sly Stallone behind this franchise is what makes the franchise. He is Rocky. He is the brain behind it, the writer, the fucking director for most of them, and the actor himself. Now, if he does a prequel, obviously he's not going to be Rocky. I completely get that. But as long as his direction leads that project, I'm completely for it. I would love to see it.
It'd be cool if he narrated it though. Like if a certain situation saw his life, if he was like doing like a life interview. If he narrated, that'd be pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, so Paid Enthusiast said Michael B. Jordan is going to be directing Creed 3 with Sly's blessing. Michael wanted Sly in Creed 3, but he politely declined. Yeah, I think it's just honestly, I think that Stallone is just he's a really down-to-earth dude in comparison to a lot of other Hollywood people. I think he can recognize the situation at hand isn't Michael B. Jordan's fault. Obviously, he doesn't want to throw Michael B. Jordan under the bus. Yeah. Because it would be fucked up if he did. He seems to be a really down-to-earth person in that sense.
Yeah.
So I don't blame him for giving, Michael B. Jordan his blessing. His issue isn't with Michael B. Jordan. But we could definitely see that Sly Stallone is getting the shit end of the stick here. And we need more light on this situation. I'm pissed. I'm sorry. And it's I don't want to fucking shit on Michael B. Jordan, but I'm not going to watch Creed 3. I won't watch it. This Drago thing I won't watch it.
Good.
It was supposed to be released, I think in November, and they already pushed it back to next March. So that's usually not a good sign.
Yeah, definitely.
The
it was supposed to come out during the holiday season, and that's big money spot. And they're pushing it. Yeah, that's not good. They already know that they're gonna have issues. Jeez. But I do Juegos. What's up, bro? That's my Puerto Rican brother. We've been friends for so damn long, but I'm glad you could join the stream. But yeah, I stand firmly. If Sly Stallone isn't behind this shit, I refuse to engage. He should have some form of creative say in what happens and what doesn't happen. Because we all know that these blood-sucking, fucking loser-ass motherfuckers are going to literally milk this franchise into the grave. Straight up. And and this is a franchise that's gone on for so long. And, it, definitely, we need more light on this situation. I'm pissed. I'm sorry. And it's I don't want to fucking shit on Michael B. Jordan, but I'm not going to watch it. This Drago thing.
Yeah.
That
God.
And it actually it feels like to me that it's gone on for so long, but it's still good in a sense. I'm not big on Creed, but I don't think that they're bad movies. I just think that they're okay.
The fucking make a movie about Mickey. Wait.
Well,
Yeah,
the angle is going to be that they have to find some way to turn this into a female-led franchise within the Rocky universe. So they'll have to dig up. They have to dig up someone's daughter, and then it'll lead to her main eventing at Madison
Rocky's
Square Garden,
granddaughter.
some shit like that. Yeah,
It'll be Rocky's granddaughter.
Eventually.
yeah, and she's gonna have to be bisexual too, because we have to throw that in there as well. And then, of
Rocky's
course,
like, come on, don't hit like a girl. You hit like a girl.
her wife will be a black woman, so that way we can hit all the check boxes.
Please don't let it be the case. Like, one thing I could definitely say about Stallone is that he doesn't cater to this whole woke shit. So I definitely appreciate that.
So Rocky, we're gonna call her Pebble.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I said that.
Paid enthusiast.
Is she gonna be? But here's the thing: is she gonna be a Fruity Pebble or a Cocoa Pebble?
Or both. You're gonna mix the bowl.
Hey, if she could be Puerto Rican and Spanish, she'd be a cinnamon pebble.
Oh my god. Can I go back to bed now? I didn't drink enough coffee for this shit.
If she's Irish, she could be a peanut butter pebble. There you go.
Yep.
What is that at? Don't you need like a potato pebble?
Sure. We'll go with that.
No, she'll just be like a dos leches cinnamon toast crunch. That's what she's gonna be.
You mean tres leches?
Tres leches. That's her boxing name.
Oh my god! Please do not try to speak. Please
Please
do not try to speak.
Have you had that fucking milk cake before?
A long
it's
time
disgusting.
ago, yes.
It's not great. I'll just put it that way.
Let's be real now. Spanish people aren't the best when it comes to desserts. They just aren't. I mean, like one of our biggest go-tos is fucking rice pudding and flan. Flan.
Yeah.
Spanish people love flan. I'll never get into it. I'm sorry. They be
leave
having
it
some.
to the fucking Italians. Leave it alone.
I mean, look, Spanish people can throw down when it comes to a main dish. That dessert, though, there's more to be desired. I'm just gonna leave it.
We don't. Italians want to make people fat. That's what they do.
Yep. Look, Rezi, look what they're doing to our people right now. I'm gonna have to go all in on this shit and start ripping on them. Damn, even Rezi said fucking Spanish cakes are gross in my opinion, but flan is pretty good. I can't get into flan.
No, flan fucking it just sounds disgusting. We eating phlegm? Get out of here.
No, not phlegm. It's flan. Okay. I'm not.
Are you
not
sure about that?
It's phlegm.
I'm scared.
It's just hey, you want some dessert?
I mean, another big one for Spanish people is those vanilla wafers with banana pudding. That's a big fucking thing for Spanish people. Oh my god, I can't. I fucking can't, bro. Ugh, not a fan. But yeah, anything else to be said about the situation with Stallone? I hope that this awareness does help bring something good out of it. He should own at least a piece of the pie, give him some creative control.
Yes.
That I think is the important thing. Give Sly Stallone creative control. He shouldn't have to go through Erlen Winkler and his fucking bitch ass kids to get permission to do things that he's passionate about doing. Because he's the creator of Rocky, he is the heart and soul of Rocky. He's made Rocky one of the most iconic characters that everybody can relate to. It doesn't matter if you're a female, you're black, white, brown, pink, or blue. You can get behind Rocky because the essence of Rocky is just a regular average Joe just trying to make it.
Shit, when the first Rocky came out, people were actually cheering in the fucking theaters like it was a real fucking fight.
Yeah.
They were. Yeah. It was nuts, you know.
Well, good luck. That's all I have to say.
I agree.
I got your back, Rocky. You're Cetus.
Yep. As it says, I hope they work something out with him. He's the fucking man to be treated horribly like that. Yep, I agree. And you could tell, like Stallone has always been a really humble
good
dude. He's
Yeah.
like he always has been the dude that I look to have some like to be to have class. He's a very classy guy overall, you know. And for him to come out like this, you know that it's not just a simple situation. It's been something that he's been dealing with for a while. So I do wish him the best. And the last topic of the evening is essentially all this shit with the DCEU EU imploding essentially. All these cancellations and Ezra Miller being the fuck up that he is. There's so much shit going on in Ezra Miller. I can't even keep up with all of it. But essentially Batgirl canceled, Supergirl canceled, DC TV shows canceled.
There's one thing, the solution to all of this. One solution. Multiverse.
Oh my god.
That's it. That's all the thing. That's all the thing that DC gives a shit about now. That's all 10 million players in the first week.
You're talking about a video game. We're talking about. We're talking about
they're talking about ching, bitches. They don't give a fuck about comics. They don't give a fuck about the comic books right now. They're talking about video games.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, I mean, that
Warner Brothers is just like, let that shit to the left. We're making money.
Damn. Well, that's an interesting deduction, but I mean, let's be real now. Warner Brothers has been making projects, especially with the CW, that aren't projects that aim to make any profit whatsoever. They have these are projects that are just meant to appeal to a group of people that don't exist. I mean, Batgirl came out, it debuted with a shitty reviewership, and it continued to have even less people tuning in every fucking week. And somehow it was on its third or fourth season now. And it's just like, are you fucking kidding me? How do these things like continue despite them being complete total piles of dog shit?
Well, what happens is that when you have these things that are owned by multinational corporations with billions of dollars, a property like the CW can ultimately fail and fail fucking hard, but that doesn't affect the bottom line of the company enough to where they really care too much. So that's why they were just able to sell. They literally sold off the CW for $1 because the company that bought it just ended up buying all their debt, which was like almost $100 million. So it's like, here, just buy our debt and you can have it for $1. We don't care. Like this is how much we care about the CW at this point.
Yeah, and it seems like when it comes to specifically the Batgirl film that's supposed to come out, a lot of people are either like for it getting canceled or against it getting canceled. Personally, I'm glad that it got canceled. For me, I guess this is going to kind of be a rant right now, but to me, if you have a Spanish person playing a character in a film that is complete total dog shit, I do not want it to come out. As someone, I'm half Hispanic. I don't want shitty content to represent my race or in any single way, in any way. If it's dog shit, I don't want it. It's like people are willing, and it's like most of these fucking woke loser ass white people like Kevin Smith. He's like, oh, it's bad to cancel this film with Latino representation behind it. And it's like, how is it representation if it's a pile of fucking dog shit? Warner Brothers established that this film is detrimental to their entire brand. And not for nothing, if you really cared about Hispanic people, why didn't you make a $200 million all-out film? Why'd you just make at first a $70 million film, and then they realized, man, this is fucking dog shit.
At first, this was supposed to be an HBO Max exclusive series. Then they decided, hey, let's not make it a series. Let's make it a movie. Then they decided, hey, let's not make it on HBO Max. Let's release it in theaters. And then they saw the movie. We're like, oh, God, we can't release this in theaters. This shit sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're going to be behind, Latin representation, then go all out with the shit and actually make it good. And I'm still on the side where, look, Barbara Gordon isn't Spanish.
No.
She's a white chick. Fucking dig into your archives for characters that are Hispanic and then actually give them some sort of prominence or create new characters.
That's the other thing real quick. That's just a little side rant too, is that Didn't they just establish that who's that fucking black British actor who plays Gordon in the Batman, the one that Robert Pattinson was in earlier this year?
Yeah, I don't know them by name.
Yeah, I'll think it up. But it's like, okay, you just established that he's gonna be the new Gordon in this fucking universe, but his daughter is gonna be fucking Hispanic now. Like, how's that shit work out? Yeah, Jeffrey Wright, that's his name.
Understand. Apparently, most people thought she was black up until recently. So, goes to show how much these same people care.
Yeah,
it's okay. It doesn't matter. Bruce Wayne's gonna fuck her regardless. So,
yeah, pretty much.
Okay then. Yikes.
Well, no, remember in this series they probably were gonna retcon her to be bisexual, so she'll probably get fingered by Poison Ivy or something like that.
The fucking Joker movie, he fucked Barbara on the roof. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, how does that happen? I was hyped for that movie to come out, and then when we realized, oh my god, Bruce Wayne and Barbara Gordon just fucked. It just got really fucking awkward.
I turned it off after that. I couldn't watch the whole thing. It pissed me off.
It's like, bro, like I don't.
It's not in the comic.
It just feels like, I don't know. It's like you're fucking kid. You're fucking. I don't want to say it's like that's not how it is, but that's how it comes off.
You can't.
It's like
you can't fucking fuck someone that you've known since they were a kid, because that shit is fucking.
It's like begging your niece.
You're trying to bring her up, like. Mm-hmm. As Batgirl. Oh my god, it's just so.
Well, he brought her up all right.
Oh yeah, he brought her to the higher ground all right.
Mm-hmm. Really taught her the ropes.
It was yeah.
Yeah, they really taught her the ins and outs.
He really showed her around the Batcave, huh?
Yes, Rez. Batman and Batgirl fucked in the Killing Joke animated film.
He had her water like the penguin at the end of it. All right.
Yeah. He really made her pay her dues,
Okay then. Yeah, so when it comes to Batgirl, I think we could safely express the reality that they haven't been doing her properly. Even Batman.
Yeah, she's a whore now.
Well, I mean, clearly Batman was doing her properly. I mean, I think that's.
I don't think not properly. I mean, look. If Batman was doing Barbara properly, she would have been in a wheelchair before fucking Joker was even involved.
He showed her how to use her. That's true.
Okay.
And then again, Batman versus Harley Quinn, fucking Harley banged Robin, so why not?
Yeah, but
fuck that idiot. Fuck him off. Fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Smith is now notorious for releasing garbage and trying to justify releasing garbage. But I think Kevin Smith needs to just shut the fuck up already. But he's talking about the fact that the cancellation of HBO Max's Latino-led Batgirl movie describes it as an incredibly bad look for Warner Brothers Discovery. Look. Why is this asshole talking? Go make something that's actually good, because you're in the fucking shitter for Masters of the Universe. Like, it's Masters of the Universe was a piece of shit. It should have been canceled. Netflix should have looked at that and said, "Oh, this is a He-Man franchise that doesn't have He-Man in it. This is no good, sir. Get the fuck out of here." Like, there needs to be quality control, especially with these creatives that they don't want to make good content. They just want to put their fucking social political ideology at the forefront. That was a fucking
cash write-off. That was a fucking cash. He took that money and he fucking ran. He didn't give two shits about Masters of the Universe. Fuck that retard.
Look, man, I just wish this dude would shut the fuck up. He always has to make it about him, and he never has anything right to say. It's just everything is everyone else's fault. And look, I'm glad that they canceled this Batgirl movie. There's going to be a tax write-off for Warner Brothers, so probably never see the light of day. I hope it gets leaked. That would be interesting.
I hope he goes to the fucking unemployment office. Fuck this guy.
I know. I hope there's a video of like an intern at Warner Brothers that just takes like the film reel and just sets it on fire so it can never be seen in the light of day ever again.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, Nuke Dukum finally got to doing her properly.
No, what do you need to do? Do you need to fucking get the critic? You get the dude who just filter his voice and just fucking ring his ass out. That'd be amazing. Call him a fucking boob on national television. Yes. Ah, that'd be great.
Yeah, it sounds like you'd like that a little too much.
I would.
But I'm also glad the Supergirl movie's getting canceled. These look like projects that are fucking. I could just say they're CW projects being touted as films. They're just garbage ass CW projects, and CW hasn't put out anything good besides, I think, the Superman Lois show, which I hear is pretty good. But
yeah, it was a good show.
Was that on CW or was that on HBO only? I can't remember. I haven't seen
Lois and Clark show?
Yeah.
Lois and Clark? I think it was on CBS.
The most recent. No, the most recent.
Oh, recent? I
heard that one was good. But everything else has been dog shit. No. Let me see.
Smallville was good. I like Smallville.
Lois and Clark. Or is it Superman and Lois? Oh my god.
I don't even remember.
Lois and Clark.
I think the last
Superman and Lois.
Yeah,
I heard it's really good.
I'm about to say the last thing I've watched on the CW was like the first 2 seasons of the 100, which is almost like 10 years ago, if I remember now. So that's the longest been since I've watched anything CW related.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, was this on CW or was it just on HBO? Okay, the series premiered on the CW in February of 2021. So that's the only thing that people could say has been consistently pretty damn good. And it's like, how many years has it been? I like the first 2 seasons of Arrow, but after that, it went down the shitter. Yeah. And I don't think nothing has really gotten me to watch. And it's been more so like, well, when everything fails, we'll just blame it on racists and sexists and homophobes. And it's just like, no, Batgirl is just Batwoman is just fucking shit. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a piece of shit.
No, it's not. It's the Nazis that don't like the movie.
That's right.
Yeah, so I'm glad that this Batgirl movie got canned. If it's bad, then the last thing I want is for it to be fucking touted as the greatest Hispanic-led thing. If that's the greatest thing, god fucking damn, my people are fucked.
Hey, will she have a mustache like the Joker did?
Look, man, go watch if you want good Spanish content, go watch Telemundo or something, all right?
Can she have a mustache like the original Joker did, please? That'd be amazing.
Look,
she can stream it to a bat symbol. Let's do it.
But the other key issue of this, I'm glad that they're fucking canceling these shows and movies that are dog shit that they say will damage the brand. Because not only will they damage the brand, but they're going to damage my brand sales. But the other situation is Ezra Miller. They have not canceled this Flash movie yet. And the reason why, apparently, it's pivotal. It is the most important factor to their DCEU continuing to whatever they're going to do in the future.
Yeah, because essentially they already frontlined like their next 3 or 4 movies based on the events of this Flash movie, which means that they literally invested a multi-billion-dollar movie franchise on an Ezra Miller Flash movie, and now that everyone starts seeing exactly the type of person Ezra Miller is, they're in the hole now, because it's like, well, we have a $200-300 million film that's already in the can, but our fucking lead actor is a psychopath who we put up with because he has they them pronouns. So what the fuck are we gonna do now? It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have booked this guy to be your fucking Flash in the first place. Maybe you guys just fucked up.
Yeah, at this point, I don't think anybody with a conscience can really go support this movie. I mean, if you really want to see it, I mean, there's free ways to do it. But I definitely watch this fucking movie. I wasn't gonna watch it to begin with because I just want these comic book movies to die. But now I'm just shitting on it. I just like, for me, it's just, well, I just didn't give them the time of day. But now I'm just shitting on them because
I have a question. What do you think of the idea of more horror comic characters coming to screen, like a Lobo?
They've tried to do that.
Or like or like a Dark Side movie, or like just a Bizarro movie would be fucking cool too.
Yeah, I mean, society, do you want to take us through the situation with Ezra Miller this far? Because I know some of it, but oh my god, this dude is like the poster boy of news. I can't keep up with all his shit. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that. I know you did this article for Bounding most recently.
Yeah, so then this is just the latest updates. If there's been like anything in the last couple of hours, I don't know about it yet. But essentially, an arrest warrant has been issued after he was caught stealing alcohol. So now he has felony burglary charge, and this is all stemming back from an incident in Vermont where a father had claimed that his ex-wife and his 3 kids were living on Ezra's farm somewhere in Vermont, where there's apparently the whole bunch of like weed and guns all over the property around the kids and whatnot. So that's what kind of how the investigation started, and it's been like going on since then. There's still a lot of details that haven't come out yet because it's still an ongoing investigation. But you add this in with, there was another incident about him grooming, I think a couple of quote unquote transgender teenage girls who he was grooming to like a cult like atmosphere. He also had the incident in Hawaii where he got arrested twice, once for harassing a couple at a karaoke bar, and then for following a separate couple home to their hotel and taking their stuff. So he was arrested on a couple of instances there. So he's basically
a dude that walks around armed.
Yeah,
he has a gun.
That's the thing.
I hear a lot of guns.
The other thing is that he's been walking around brandishing a firearm, wearing a bulletproof vest, because in his mind he's being followed by the FBI and the KKK. So, and keep in mind, this is all in like the course of like 6 months that we're talking about here. We're not even talking about like 8 years span or anything. Yeah.
Yep.
This goes back to like
this goes back to like early March. So yeah, this dude's basically just been like a complete menace to society for the last
Warner
few
Brothers
months.
has been trying to sweep this under the rug because they needed this Flash movie. Like, desperately.
They keep trying to sweep this under the rug and downplay because they hope that people just forget by the time that the movie comes out. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, it's just not.
And the chat's bringing up really good points. Like right here, they fucking threw Henry Cavill under the bus. And they also threw Johnny Depp under the bus, but they will not. This fucking Ezra Miller is a piece of shit human being, like legitimately.
Well, like I said, if he didn't go out there claiming that he was non-binary and he's like that's they them pronouns, which even in the articles that are describing all this heinous shit that he's doing, they're still using his they them their pronouns, which is absolutely fucking hilarious to me that you're still playing his game while he's like endangering fucking children, attacking women on the street, and possibly grooming like underage fucking kids to be transgenders and shit. It's like, hey, his pronouns are still they, them, and there. So,
yeah, it's a really fucking dumb situation. It really goes to show how devolved our society has become. The fact that they will give this dude any power at all, if it be on a social level or any level at all. Yep. This motherfucker deserves nothing. Anything that he wants, I will do the opposite. He's a piece of shit, and I'm saying he on purpose. Fuck him.
And the other thing is that there was a video that we saw a few years ago when they were promoting the Justice League, and it was Ezra Miller and Gal Gadot, and Ezra Miller looked like a fucking weirdo clown villain back then, wearing like makeup and eyeliner and shit, and he was trying to get Gal Gadot to say like this weird shit about tackling the heteronormative patriarchy or some bullshit like that. You can just like see like the look on her face, like she wanted nothing to do with whatever the fuck he was talking about, but she tried her best to go along with it. And it's like that video was like 5 years ago. You could tell then that this dude was a fucking problem. Like, this isn't something that just came up in the last 6 months where he just went crazy. Like, he was crazy then, but because he had the right check boxes, no one said a word. But now the shit's getting too crazy to contain. So
yeah, and I think I don't speak for the LGBT community, but I think people that are part of the LGBT community they do not want to co-sign this dude. At least the genuine ones that are just here to be who they are and shit. But the people that want to fucking virtue signal on Twitter, most of them are claimed to just be allies. They will still fucking ride with this dude, and they're a bunch of fucking weirdos, man. Fuck them. Yeah. And Ezra Miller, main character of Grand Theft Auto Miller.
Might as well make him the fucking main character of Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it would fit right into their agenda. But yeah, it's crazy how DC, Warner Brothers has not canceled this one yet. Just fucking let it die. That's what I'm hoping for. Let the DCEU die. Go back to actually either doing
Well,
individual movies or just doing new movies that aren't comic book related.
So here's the big thing. If they kill this film, like if they kill the Flash movie like they did the Batgirl movie, then they essentially have to start this entire DCEU from scratch.
They should.
They can't move forward with anything in the future if this Flash movie falls apart. So, but you can argue that, yeah, I mean, what else are they doing right now? You're not doing anything better. I mean, keep in mind, before this, they were talking about Black Superman and replacing Henry Cavill with Supergirl and replacing Batman with Batgirl and all these other garbage ideas that they had beforehand. So it wasn't like they had a great lineup before this whole thing happened. So maybe they do need to throw some fucking dynamite on this, just blow this thing up.
Yeah, I think that they should just start over on a clean slate because it's not good. Like, the DCU failed. And a lot of it was old guard Warner Brothers that fucked it for them. I think that what's his face? The dude that was fucking behind this. Snyder. I think Snyder, he had good ideas. I just don't think that his execution was very good in some of them, but a lot of the fuck up was on Warner Brothers' part. They putting their hands in the cookie jar. There's too many people that want too many things out of this DCEU, and they want to speed it up to catch up to Marvel, and it's just like that ended up completely biting them in the dick. Like, that was just a dumb idea. They should have just went at their own pace. Marvel would have fizzled out. They've already fizzled out. And guess what? If they would have just went at a normal pace, the DCEU would probably be going strong as fuck right now. But they wanted to force it. Now just reboot it or move the fuck on to better things. Like, I'm waiting for Hollywood to move on to something else. Comic book films are dead to me. I don't care anymore. Unless they're truly touting something unique and not, oh, well, watch this movie because the main protagonist is a part of this community, or they're this color, or they're a woman. Like, no, that's not unique. That's nothing that that means nothing in the grand scheme of things. I want new ideas.
Universal used to be like the fucking go-to for like badass fucking original movies, like Back to the Future and like fucking, I don't know, Blues Brothers, all like really fucking cool, like the Hollywood monsters. You know, they've had some of the biggest Hollywood movie franchises that they've brought up. Yeah, and Batman and it just.
But they've done a bunch of different things. Bless you. They've done a bunch of different things, but now all it is these comic book movies and TV shows, and it's just like, you guys have nothing new to offer. There's no diverse, creative fucking thought. It's just, let's just make these comic book movies because they make money, and they're not making money anymore. Like, some asshole tried to tell me that this Thor movie, Love and Thunder, made money, and it's just like,
no.
I don't think it barely broke even when you.
Well, that's the thing. Like, these idiots have no idea how the Hollywood works, so they just hear, "Oh, Thor made $700 million. It was a success." It's like, no, dumbass. Like, it need to make $700 million just to break even, because they have no concept. Because you're talking about like socialists and communists who have no concept of how business works. So the idea of like expenses, marketing, production have no meaning to these idiots because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Oh yeah, like we can't have, like, most of these people, you can't even have a basic 101 economic discussion with them. They can't even come to terms with the reality that resources are limited in the world. Yeah. They can't even come to that reality. So these people have no idea how business works, and they're fucking stupid. And they're encouraged to continue to be fucking stupid. And a lot of these people, honestly, are just bootlickers, and they'll be the first to call people that aren't on their side bootlickers, but they literally co-sign these giant ass corporations and lick their balls all day. So
yeah, they pretend to hate corporations, but the corporations are like on their side like 95% of the time. So it's just empty virtue signaling.
Yeah, so I don't know. I hope that this Flash movie gets canned. I hope that the DCEU implodes more. Give me more. I want destruction. I guess I'm like the Joker from The Dark Knight in this scenario where I just want to watch the world burn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I will be open to saying that shit. I just want to watch all these superhero movies burn to the fucking ground. And I'd be saying this because a lot of people don't realize this about me. I used to be all in on superhero movies. Like in my early 20s, I would see every fucking one. Like Oz, you remember, right? I used to be hyped to see them. Even the ones that are mid, I still had a good time watching them.
When I was young, like the late 90s, when they were starting to talk about like comic book movies, like I think the first one I ever saw was Spawn. That movie was fucking awesome at the time. But like I remember
I tried to watch
talking
that
about
movie recently.
It doesn't age well. Yeah. But at the time it was fucking dope. But like there was rumors of other movies coming out like that, and like me at like 15, I was excited. Oh, there's gonna be a fucking Fantastic Four movie. It was complete ass. You know, there's gonna be all these movies that are gonna be turning into the comic book stars are turning into movies. So at the time, it was a really cool idea. But like throughout time and throughout decades, it's turned into a big pile of shit.
Yeah, it's like this obsession, and it's just like we don't want to make good comic book movies and TV shows. We just need the content out there. And like I said, when things depreciate to just content, that's when they get bad. That's what's happened. This is where video games are going, everybody. This is where video games are going, everybody, with these subscription services. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but Rez just brought up one of my favorite movies, Justice League Gods and Monsters. That is one of my favorite animated DC films. I constantly talk about that one. I feel like no one listens to me. He said it's just an amazing and dope animated film. Probably the last thing I watched that I loved a lot. Yeah, I love that film. That was actually introduced to me by someone. At the time, I was working at Wallbounds in New York. Wallbounds doesn't exist anymore, but it's a grocery store. And that was my early 20s. And this dude is like, yo, I know that you like comic book shit. You got to watch this. And I watched it. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, it's so unique. Like, they tried to do something different. And now it's just like with these shows and with these movies, it's not really doing anything different. It's just, for the most part, the same thing besides what? The Joker?
Yeah. And then you hear with the plans for Joker 2, and it's like, well, you guys ruined that one as well. So
yeah. I have no
they had a
interest
perfect opportunity. The Batman would actually a pretty decent movie. All they needed to do was have that Joker meet that Batman, and it would have been a badass movie.
Yeah, it's like all these characters. Like, I would have been excited to see a new fucking Blade, but they're casting someone that isn't a martial artist to play the character. They're a decent actor, but I mean, Wesley Snipes was into martial arts and shit, and it's not going to be rated R. So I don't give a fuck. I don't.
You know what pisses me off too? What pisses me off really about that fucking movie is Wesley Snipes is still in great, phenomenal fucking shape to do this movie, and it looks like he hasn't aged a day. He could still do this role, no problem, and he still does martial arts and shit.
If not Wesley Snipes, then Michael Jai White. I just don't care about anyone else.
Yeah.
To me, those are the two potentials. But even if it's just PG-13, like, I still don't care. It's Disney. Disney doing Blade. Like, fuck. I'm not for nothing. Just fuck a Disney. Like, they're just the fucking worst. They are like this giant evil corporation that had behind the face of a fucking cartoon mouse. That's literally this company.
They shouldn't
literally actively pissing on the fucking legacy of its founder, Walt Disney, every single day.
Oh yeah, every opportunity. I mean, imagine resurrecting Walt Disney from the dead and talking to him about how your company supports grooming children. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh,
it's like,
so
hey, Walt, you know how you spent literally years trying to make sure that fucking communists couldn't take over the Hollywood industry? Well, look who took over your company.
Yeah.
I tell you, if he was alive, if he came back in the day, because he would still have power, they would still have to do what he says. He would shut it down. He would shut all of it down. Yeah,
people want to see. They do want to see Wesley Snipes. Yep, Wesley Snipes is a goddamn beast. It's true.
Yeah, he's still go look at him up right now. He's still in phenomenal shape. Like he still does crazy shit. He still action shit.
Yeah, the dude that's gonna
does
play
horrible
Blade,
movies.
like I think he's a good actor. He was in Alita Battle Angel. I liked him. in
Yeah,
that. He was
Alita
good, but
Battle
it's
Angel was
just like
fucking awesome.
he's not a martial artist. He's close to the same age as Wesley Snipes. Like at this point, it's just why don't you have Wesley Snipes play
Wesley Snipes.
Blade?
He's Blade.
Either, like I said, either that or Michael Jai White, because they're legitimate like martial artists. I want to see Blade have like these cool ass fucking thing. Like I want him to, ideally when it comes to film, you could tell when a film has the actual actor doing the scenes versus when a stand-in is, and it looks so much better when it is the actual actor doing the scenes. That's why I like.
Movie that doesn't get enough credit. It just doesn't.
It doesn't. It's a really good film. I mean, it's old as shit. Don't get me wrong, but man, some of those
still holds
moments,
up though.
Yeah, some of those moments are fucking sick. Like Wesley Snipes' aura in that film is fucking insane. Like the dude
He just looks like a badass motherfucker.
He commands the screen as Blade. There is nothing that compares to him as Blade. I'm sorry. It's just the way it's like the body acting. I think that's what's so important that's overlooked about so many films is body acting. That's why I always said Jennifer Lawrence
No, he kind of put his own like character into it as well. Not just being a comic book character too. He was just like a fucking bad dude. Like he was funny some of the shit he says.
Yeah, like he definitely had the charisma that was proper for Blade and he made it his own. But like I think body acting is something that's constantly looked over. That's why I always said Jennifer Lawrence was shit as Mystique, whereas Rebecca Romijn was amazing because Rebecca Romijn she wasn't an actress at the start. Like she was a model. And you know, a lot of people shit on models that become actresses, but like Rebecca Romijn as Mystique, like she had the sense of body acting down pat. Like she definitely like commanded the screen in that sense in making Mystique look like this sexy character that's badass as fuck. Whereas when Jennifer Lawrence was on the screen, it's just like you don't distinguish yourself between Mystique or a bitch that's just standing there waiting for the bus. Like there's no body acting involved in Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique. And
she's insufferable.
Yeah, definitely. That doesn't help either. Like people like Rebecca Romijn, like she was really cool. Like if you look at behind the scenes, especially of like the first and second films, like she always seemed like a cool person.
Yeah.
And she killed it as Mystique in X2. Oh my god, she was fucking awesome. Like she was arguably one of the main characters. And for her to be like, for her character to be downgraded in 3 is disappointing. Yeah, Blade 2 was definitely pretty damn good in its own right as well. Like those first 2 movies are great. 3 I never seen, and I have no interest in watching
Blade.
3.
I don't give a shit. I like Blade 3. I like it. Fuck it.
Well, I mean, you still like Spawn. I tried to watch Spawn like a few months ago, and oh my god, that fucking character, the clown character, is so fucking insufferable.
Clay,
I can't. I can't.
He's like, ooh, skid marks. I shouldn't be done.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, then they tried to make her. Then they tried to make her character like a hero all of a sudden, even though that was not her character in the comics whatsoever.
Yeah,
like she's gonna be a member of the X-Men. She's gonna be the leader of the X-Men. It's like fuck off.
Me and Rez are in the same boat. We never saw Blade 3. Never will. I'm assuming.
I saw it. I liked it.
Triple H was in Blade 3. Yeah.
No, 2 wasn't it? I thought it was in 2.
He was in 3.
It was with the dogs. That's with fucking Dracula at the end. He fights Dracula at the end. That seems pretty badass.
Let me see.
It was a badass fight.
Wesley Snipes, Jessica Biel, Ryan Reynolds, Triple H. On paper, I mean, it had a cool cast. That still isn't going to bait me into watching it.
Triple H had these like little Chihuahua vampire dogs. It was fucking hilarious. Yeah. It was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, but
he dies like 2 seconds.
Damn, that's rough. Well, guys, we're coming towards the end of this. Any final thoughts on Ezra Miller or the DCEU.
Burn it
Or the
down.
state of Hollywood. Burn it to the fucking ground.
Yep.
Okay, I got
Burn it
you.
down.
I agree for the most part.
Hopefully
So,
a giant nitrogen bomb just blows the whole thing up, and then
oh my
we don't have
god.
to worry about it anymore.
Literally,
Yeah.
atom bombs gonna come in from like WCW and just put that on fire.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
bring on that giant earthquake. Let's do it, guys.
That's right. Bring on
time.
typhoon. Natural
Oh my
disasters, baby.
So did you see Magneto is leading X-Men in 97? So
Yeah, then they're gonna
Yeah.
make him black too. So you're gonna get a woke. You're gonna get a woke Magneto, which is gonna be set somewhere in like modern time. So what happened is that some drug dealer is gonna get shot by a cop, and then America's gonna be burning down, and then Magneto is gonna be like the
black-
Malcolm X of the modern time. So
He'll be a black man who can get shot by the cops. That's amazing.
yeah. So,
Oh
so
my
all
God.
you assholes who cheered on Disney buying 20th Century Fox because you thought you were going to get Hulk versus Wolverine in an on-screen fight, this is what you're going to get.
Yeah. Pain
You're
Enthusiast
welcome.
said what was so impressive about Rebecca Romaine is that she doesn't have a lot of experience in acting, but she tends to do a great job when she does it. Her version of Mystique was so awesome. So Mystique was her first film role. X-Men 1 was her first film role. And it's like
Yeah.
she wasn't an actress, but like as you know, a model, body acting is important. And she nailed it. Like that's the perfect character that needs a like to have self-awareness of body acting because she's fucking naked. She's naked and painted blue, admittedly.
Yep.
And she
Yeah,
just killed
it's
that
amazing.
shit, man. Yes.
Amazing.
Well, I
It's
mean,
amazing.
you like it for different reasons, but I think that her Mystique is amazing in so many other ways. But I also would have to agree she's a very sexy character. That was cool. But yes, Future says fuck Hollywood. I completely agree. I hate that Sailor Mercury said I hate that they're reviving 90s X-Men cartoon to be woke. Yep. I knew that something was up when they showed tweets from the writer for the show. She is a fucking retard human being.
Yep.
Clearly male hating feminazi fucking clown bitch.
Just like everyone else.
Clown
Yes,
bitch.
clown bitch. And they've come out and said that though X-Men 1997 takes place in 1997, they will not shy away from talking about modern social political issues. And it's just like, okay, this show is fucking dead then. I don't care.
Because guess what? There was no Black Lives Matter or LGBTQ activism in 1997. No one fucking cared.
Oh, the 90s. I want to go back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro, but it's like back in the 90s we had activism that actually they weren't like activists weren't couch potato tweeters. Now all these activists are fucking couch potato tweeters. Like activism back then was like we're having events to go pick up trash, to actually do things and actually be productive human beings of society. That was activism back in the day. Now activism is just, well, I'm gonna virtue signal on Twitter from my fucking couch. And it's just like, you are a piece of shit human being. You're just a person that wants to be purposely divisive for your own social gain. You're not an activist, you're a fucking asshole. And that's pretty much how I feel about activism in modern day. But yeah, I'm sad that they're reviving and destroying everything that I hold sacred.
But on Paramount Plus, I highly recommend everybody go watch the new series of Beavis and Butthead. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. Sailor Mercury said, I loved when Mystique had that scene with Nightcrawler in X2 where he asks why she doesn't stay in human form all the time. She replies, she shouldn't have to. Yes. I love the scene in X2 where she literally slides under the fucking door and puts up her middle finger as she's sliding. Like, Rebecca Romaine was queen bad bitch. Like, that's a real queen. Okay, she was queen bad bitch in X2. For them to depreciate her role in X-Men 3, huge fucking mistake. She is like that is an icon of like badassery. Not the people that jump, not the fucking actresses that jump on Twitter to virtue signal. Like, no. These aren't. This is why I don't value these actresses anymore. But guys, we're gonna wrap it up at this point.
Thank God.
Yeah, you were only here for like half of it, bro.
Yeah, I was here for like 3
fuck.
hours. I was like, and I got in like an hour, 10 minutes in. I was like, God, how long is this show gonna go on?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Probably WrestleMania 48 by the time this show's over.
Look, the people tuned in for it. If you haven't, please drop a like. It really helps the podcast. People were here for it. Now, if it was going down to 2 viewers, it's like, okay, we got to wrap this shit up. But like, people are interested. People like what we have to say.
Oh, so this you guys
chat is lively. Sir. Look, man, we give the people what they want here. Okay.
That's right.
Yes. TW says, great stream, guys. Thank you, sir. But at this point,
thank you.
If you guys want to promote what you guys got going on, society, I know you definitely got a lot going on. So if you want to go down this fucking laundry list.
Tomorrow night, Barroom Podcast number 11. We'll be doing that one tomorrow night on YouTube, Twitter, and then Twitch. Saturday night will be the final movie night because we're adding a new show. We're getting rid of the movie night. So Nighthawks will be the final movie that we watch for a while. In 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing the Monday night movie club with Rob and Rick. This Monday, I'm going to be on Comics Division's stream. And then next week, I'm going to Vegas. So, yeah, there's that.
Yay.
And then
you're going to play some sluts.
Exactly. And then in 2 weeks on Wednesday night.
You say slots or sluts?
Both.
The abusive butthead does America. He's like, when abusive butthead does America abuse, like, I'm going to go to Vegas. I'm like some sluts.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting next to a fucking nun. He's like, that's nice, dear.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
And then in a couple of weeks on Wednesday night, we're going to be adding a new show called Retro Wave Reviews, where we talk about old nostalgic TV shows, movies, game shows, music, all whatever the topic is, we'll talk about it. And that's a new show that'll be coming out in a couple of weeks as well. So we're changing shit up.
Okay, yeah, I'm in for all of that. It's honestly, it's more interesting to talk about old shit than new shit, because new shit is just boring as fuck to me.
Yep.
But yeah, Oz, do you have any closing thing to say? I don't know if you have anything to promote at this point, but if you do, you're free to do so.
Oh, I got shit.
Do you want to say anything to the lovely audience?
Fuck you.
Oh, that the viewership just dropped.
Fuck you all.
Everybody.
Everybody. Fuck you.
Yeah, guys. Look, if you haven't, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is a show that's gonna be on every other week. 2REAL4FEELS podcast, where we don't give a fuck about your feelings. Clearly, we clearly don't. Oh my gosh! Hey,
fuck your car.
I got a winky face.
Fuck your couch. Fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch.
Fuck your couch.
As Cousin Spalding said, fuck you.
Another one that rich
mama. Fuck you.
They should have never gave you niggas money.
Oh god! Back when comedy was comedy. Back when Dave Chappelle didn't get fucking jumped for being comedic, for essentially doing his job. Yep. Jesus.
Blouses versus skirts, bitch. All right.
Oh my god. Yes. But look, I drop videos on YouTube. I also stream on Twitch, so I'm gonna put.
He said he beat us at basketball in the morning. He makes pancakes. Sorry.
Yeah, the fucking Prince one. Oh my gosh. Yes. Good times.
Game. Right.
Yep. I mean, look, to be fair, Dave Chappelle had to run away from Hollywood and run away to Africa even for his comedy back then. So I guess maybe things haven't changed, except that now it's all tied, like all this virtue signaling, it's all tied to political ideology now more than anything else.
I wonder if he's wondering why the fuck he came back.
I mean, because he has more to give and money to make. I mean, look, man.
That's true.
Chappelle's one of the last fucking beacons of comedy. Everyone
One
else
of the
is
last.
just
He is the last. Speaking of comedy,
everyone else is just dried the fuck up. They're completely unwilling to even try to be funny nowadays. It's a sad state
females
of
are not.
affairs.
Females comedians today are not funny. They're not. Stop it. Stop talking about your vagina. No one cares.
I agree. I'm a female and I don't care
Please.
about other women's vaginas.
Please.
Please stop talking about your fucking period. It's bad enough
Saying-
I already have to deal with my own. Thank you. I don't want to
Just-
hear about anyone else's experience. Leave me the fuck alone with your period conversations.
Saying that you spread your legs to every man is not funny. It's sad. Stop it. Stop it.
All right, guys.
Fucking Mrs. Piggy bitch. I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about.
Ooh, that's disrespectful to Mrs. Piggy.
It is.
Miss Piggy was
You didn't
funny.
run a-
Miss Piggy was funny as hell. That bitch is not
Fucking
funny.
right.
I don't know. I forget what the fuck her name is, but she does look like
You
Miss
know
Piggy.
exactly.
We
Dumb
know who
bitch.
exactly. We know who we're talking about. That bitch don't even deserve a name. But yeah, I guess that's a good way to end it off, guys. I thank the panelists for tuning in. Society came in late, but I didn't think he was going to show up. I thought he was watching that movie.
Hey,
but I
just
do
save the best
appreciate
for
you
last.
coming through.
Yeah, I'll have a review up about that bullshit ass movie that I watched tonight later on. So stay tuned for that one.
All right, definitely. And thank you so much for Oz not coming through.
That's
He's
right.
the most
Yeah.
consistent panelist here now, officially.
That's right. Fuck
Hey,
you, scumbags.
I mean, like, look, he's a piece of shit, but at least he's reliable.
That's
I
right.
can always appreciate that. This is the only thing
That's
you've ever
right.
been reliable in. When it comes to video games, do not depend on this man. He will ditch
Nope.
you in a heartbeat. He will
And
ditch you
movies
in a
as
heartbeat.
well.
But most of all,
Movies
thank
as
you so
well.
much to all the viewers. I really didn't think this was gonna do well. Like when I first did it, I literally called it the pilot episode because I didn't think it was gonna do well. But people are here for it and they like it, so it's like, hey, they want to be here. So look, man, you got 2 Real for Feels podcast, and we're still going strong. Unless there's a
Yeah.
lot of shit going on next week, basically in 2 weeks we'll have the next podcast. Like I said, you're guaranteed. You're guaranteed every other week. If there's a lot of shit going on, that'll be more than every other week. So stay.
You might
If
ha-
you
you
want
might
to
have
be
one next
updated,
week.
maybe
Because Gamescom's next week.
maybe might do a live stream for Gamescom. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
This
the
is
best
the
way to
show
keep up.
that never ends.
Look. The last thing I'm gonna say, if you want to keep up with me on what's happening in regards to this podcast, in regards to everything, just follow me over on Twitter. That's all I have to say. And thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. And we're out. Peace.
Fuck you. Fuck you.